morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Number 1 Ohio State's on a bye this week. The 7-0 Buckeyes will host Penn State next Saturday at noon. Nittany Lions have dropped their last 4 games. Hear from OSU's head coach at noon today on the Ryan Day radio show. In the NBA last night, the Cavaliers dropped their season opener to the Knicks, 119-111 last night at Madison Square Garden. OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns had a double-double to power New York to an 8-point win. Cleveland was without Darius Garland, who's recovering from off-season toe surgery. Cavs look to rebound Friday at the Brooklyn Nets at 7:30. Elsewhere in the association Wednesday, Cooper Flagg made his Mavericks debut as Dallas hosted San Antonio. The top pick had 10 points and 10 rebounds, but was outshined by Victor Wembanyama, who dropped 40 in the 125-92 win. This update is sponsored by Behind the O. Buckeye fans, Behind the O is now in the App Store. Free for fans, NIL for athletes. Download Behind the O in the App Store today.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy Austin Ward. My good buddy Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Barry here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a Thursday edition of the program. Bo and the boys with you for the next 3. 10 o'clock, we will open up the mailbag. It is jammed full again. Paul Finebaum dropping by at 10:30. 11 o'clock, we will attempt to beat the house. Went very well last week. Yeah, very, very well last week. So we'll do that at 11 o'clock. 11:30, Adam Jardy will join us, get a little look at the Buckeyes. Don't they got the scrimmage Sunday, right, against Ohio? So they have that to look. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. And obviously a massive week for Buckeye basketball, landing the best player in the state of Ohio for 2026 and what is looking like a massive recruiting haul for Jake Diebler, which will be, his 3rd recruiting class? Do I have that right? Second full, 3rd recruiting class. So nice job out of him on that, and we'll get you up to speed on all of those things. Also, I want to talk to him because he went to the Oasis concert. The very first one, I think he went to it in Wales.
Yeah, he went to Cardiff.
Yeah, right? Didn't he? And I've known him forever, and I know that he loved Oasis forever, and the fact that him and his brother were there is awesome. So I'm going to ask him about that too. I didn't have this as where we would start today until like 25 minutes ago. Behind the curtain, Bake texts the text chain that we're on, and it says something to the effect of, "This betting stuff's crazy," or "It's big," or something like that. Something to that effect. And I texted back, "What? What did I miss?" I was away from the computer for 5 minutes. What did I miss? Well, if you are like me 25 minutes ago and you're unaware of this, pretty weird morning in sports. ESPN Shams Charania, among others, reporting that Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier were arrested Thursday as part of a pair of investigations related to illegal gambling. Rozier was arrested Thursday morning at a hotel in Orlando. Billups arrested in Oregon. He's the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. Was made part of a separate but related illegal gambling case linked to an illegal poker operation tied to the mafia. What is this, like The Sopranos? What are we doing here? According to Billups is expected to make an initial court appearance on Thursday. Now, there will be a press conference with FBI Director Kash Patel, which is going to happen at 10 o'clock, where they're going to go over some of this stuff. The Rozier part of it is, to me, far more interesting. Rozier is tied in part to a much more widespread betting scandal involving, among others, Toronto Raptors center Jonte Porter, who was banned from the NBA in the spring of 2024 for his role in a gambling scheme around player prop bets. So if this is familiar to you, the Guardians had this summer with the prop bets and some of the things with Class A that was happening this summer. So if that's familiar, that's where that one is. The Billups one, to me, is pretty wild. Apparently, Billups was in communication with the FBI going back to 2021. I'm sorry, he's been the Trailblazers coach in 21. Since 2023, there's been some back and forth between him and the FBI. The thing that I find interesting about this is, does anybody care about the Billups part of it? Like
No.
If this is as just as straightforward as it appears, obviously there's more to it, and Patel will have the press conference. But like, do you care that he's in an illegal poker game?
It's the name, and it's the big trophy, and we're not naive to think over the last however long the FBI has been in existence.
Yeah.
They don't put the big fish out in front of everybody, and it does kind of feel like Chauncey Billups is the biggest fish from any of these. Like any of those players you name, like nobody knows who Jonte Porter is. Nobody really has any idea who Terry Rozier is. Like they picked him up in a hotel in Orlando. It's like, well, who is this guy? So yeah. I do think for them and for whatever this investigation will yield at 10 o'clock this morning, you have a guy named Chauncey Billups, NBA champion, current NBA head coach, like Pistons legend. Okay, that's a pretty big deal. But I don't know. I just, like, to think you could put the clown back into the box with all of this, with sports gambling. The NCAA had stuff on it yesterday where they're going to allow players now to do it. We've had the issues in the NFL. For all of this, for Clase, for Luis Ortiz, back to the summer for the Cleveland Guardians, like all of this is a massive issue for the sport, for each individual sport. But for like the regular person, this doesn't affect my daily life at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
So when I hear this, when I see this morning and these things start happening, two things popped into my head right away.
Yeah.
One was, how long has this been going on? And we just didn't know about it.
But the Rozier or Billups pick? Or
just
both?
All of it. Not even these guys, like other guys before them. Like, how long has this been going on? And we just didn't know about it because these leagues weren't in bed with the FanDuels. And this sounds like maybe that's something more than just online gambling and whatnot. But how long has this been going on to an extent like this that we didn't know? And then the other thing I thought of was, because we saw this in Ohio, and Mike DeWine got the player prop bets taken away for the state of Ohio for college athletes.
Yeah.
Because of the, people going at them, ridiculing them, harassing them because they didn't do what they had bet on. I wonder if some states are going to try to get rid of sports betting.
No. And you know why?
They're making too much money.
Because they love money. Money's awesome.
They're not wrong. Like, money's great.
It's so great. It's,
we all love
Forrest Gump said it. I guess it's one less thing. I mean, one less thing to worry about. No, they're not giving it back. These leagues aren't giving it back. NCAA is not giving it back. There's betting parlors and stadiums. You're not going backwards.
Do we think in the next 48 hours the video is going to come out of the FBI raiding Chauncey Billups' mansion at 3 a.m. Pacific time?
I just hope Silvio Dante's sitting there eating cheese puffs that are at his feet, and Colossional is trying to clean them up. That's all I hope, is that is what I get is trying to run the game. That's all I want. And somehow Frank Sinatra Jr.'s there. That's all I want out of this card game thing. Like, we're really going to take down a guy for a card game? Wouldn't every poker game that's played privately be an illegal poker game that's played for money, technically? I mean, isn't that it? I mean, technically, like if you and your buddies go to a place and play in a poker game for money, I'm asking, isn't that illegal? If it's run by, if your buddy's running a poker game on a Friday night and there's people who come in and the house gets a cut of it, isn't that illegal?
You seem to know a lot about these operations, Bo.
No.
What's
I don't know if you know this or not, but I do things in the NFL, and there is zero chance that I've done any of those things. No chance. They're quite stingent with their rules. No, good Lord, no. No, you can't open an app in a building in the NFL. They ask Jameson Williams about that. Can't do any of that. So, the NFL rules are pretty simple. Don't bet on the NFL and don't bet on anything. That's kind of the way that goes. But they've all taken the money on all this stuff. So I think the prop bet part of it is the really slippery slope, right? Because that's something you can influence. NBA, you can influence that pretty easily. What Class A was allegedly doing this summer, you can influence that pretty easily when it comes to percentages to throw a ball or strike, like those type of things. So, yeah, I mean, you want to snuff those things out right away, but also, like, no, they're never putting that genie back in the bottle because it's a really profitable genie.
I'm seeing here, and this is going to be a fascinating morning because we're going to keep getting names dropped in this because they're saying there's a bunch of people in arrest coming. I'm seeing now that former Cleveland Cavaliers player Damon Jones has been charged. And it says in a separate but related illegal gambling case. How is it separate and
but
related?
Separate, but how are those things make any sense?
But I just wonder, like, when this comes about at 10 o'clock and Kash Patel speaks on this and says, like, names all of the people that have been arrested, I wonder who we're going to get.
Well, what would be a name that would make you go, oh?
I think Chauncey Billups kind of did. Maybe just because he was a coach. But
This is poker, though, right?
That's what it says. Illegal
like
card
it doesn't
games.
say anything about like props or if he's doing Pete Rose, then that's a different thing.
I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like if Donovan Mitchell and
don't do that. Don't put that.
I'm trying to think. Jalen Brunson last night after the game met up in New York City and played an illegal game of poker. That would get me interested, but outside of that, no. Like it'd be current megastars in the league.
It's funny, like you're talking about Michael Jordan, like that's all he did was gamble back in the day.
That was his
That's all we
hobby.
heard, like millions of dollars on the golf course and
Wait,
the Atlantic City trips.
Allegedly.
When he would play the Knicks in the finals and he'd sneak off to Atlantic City.
Well, that's legal in Atlantic City, right?
It's sure, but like as a player, you're not supposed to do any. And he would do that stuff all the time. Yeah. It is. You're right. It's going to be a fascinating evening, a fascinating morning, rather. And yeah, no, I did not have it as what I thought we'd be leading the show with, but we'll keep you posted on it as it goes along. Lots to get to on the program. Buckeyes in the middle of a bye week. Are you having fun as Buckeye fans? We'll get into sports last night, including the Cavaliers opening in New York against the Knicks. Victor Wembanyama and the reality of watching him on television is also something to behold, certainly. And perhaps some very good news in regard to the Big Ten and their endless need for more money, and more money. Perhaps some sanity has finally taken place. We'll get to all of that coming up next. We're off and running on a Thursday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day. My sinks gurgle, they barely drain. The toilet overflowed. I plunge all day with no look. What's wrong with this commode?
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Carpenter here. Are you feeling low energy, trouble focusing, less interest in the things you used to enjoy? How about this? Less strength. It could be low testosterone. Affinity Whole Health is offering free labs to check your testosterone levels. These labs, they're normally $99, but in the month of October, they are free. Sign up now at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Learn why I and thousands of other men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health. Go to feelgreatcolumbus.com and feel like yourself again.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com. Or follow Bobcat Enterprises, Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
T-Bone and Tyvis.
Could you imagine being a college kid and getting a Venmo for $1 million? I'd shed tears. I cried.
T-Bone and Tyvis Mornings on the Fan is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports ball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies, but blustery and chilly. We will see temperatures only getting in the mid to sometimes upper 50s for us. We will see those breezy winds continue. Isolated chances of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we stay mainly dry with increasing clouds into tonight. A freeze warning goes in place overnight with our lows in the mid to low 30s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Connect with the show on X at 971BFS. Jump in our YouTube chat or just send a raven. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Well, he's back where he belongs, in his basement. Common Man goes live Thursday night. That's tonight at 9 on the Fan's YouTube channel. No commercials, no rules, just your questions and his nonsense. It's Common Man's Basement, presented by Lion's Den. Bo's Bar on a first Friday?
Unless he gets picked up by the FBI.
That.
I mean, if this includes the actual mafia, who else is involved?
Who's left?
Hey,
in the mafia?
Speaking of,
I'll ask Dom.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Speaking
our
of,
Italian correspondent.
Has anybody heard from Scotty Vegas?
He's smashing burner phones with a hammer right now.
I texted him. I haven't heard nothing back. I wonder if everything's okay.
What happened to S. Vegas? He's gone.
Bo's Bar, though. I like that.
Bo's Bar on a first Friday. Let me ask you this. Who is there still a mafia?
Oh, there has to be. There's still pizza shops in Youngstown, so yeah, there has to be.
There's good pizza
Remember
in
my story about the OHSAA?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's where they meet. Allegedly.
I did high school sports site for years with Jerry Rosinski and JJ from JJ Huddle, and we would do 30 minutes around the state, and I would make jokes about, at the time, this would have been like, I don't know, probably like 07, 08. Youngstown Cardinal Mooney had the best football team in the state, period. Just didn't matter classification. Like that was the best team in the state. And all year I was making jokes about my Youngstown friends and the lines for Mooney games. So we get to the state championships in Stark County, and we did like the college game day type show and all of those things. And somebody from very obviously from Mooney came up to me and said, we love, how much you're talking about Mooney, but that's about enough with the lines. And I went, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever you need.
He's wiping Cornersburg pizza sauce off his chin. Like, hey, you got to cut it out with that.
Yeah. I don't think it's funny, though. It's one of those things that in pop culture, I think is kind of extinct. Because I guarantee you, like, my kids have no point of reference on the Mafia. And for me, it was among the seminal pop culture things of my youth.
Yeah.
From The Godfather to Goodfellas to Casino, and then ultimately with The Sopranos, you had this incredible run of intrigue around it. And then John Gotti. I mean, the arrest of John Gotti was a massive deal. The Teflon Don and all of the things that went with that. I mean, hell, early 80s is the Sparks Steakhouse Castellano hit. I think that's early 80s. I don't remember it. I was too young, but certainly remember the stories around it. And I remember anytime I would fly through New York, I would always grab the New York Post, because the New York Post covered the Mafia. I mean, it's a tabloid, and they would cover it like it was news, like who they were dating and where they were seen. And you'd hear John Gotti Jr. dating somebody and still running the Gambino family and all that stuff. I don't know if all that stuff still is happening. Fish is confident that it is. He's getting some text from him that he knows some guys in Chicago. That
he grew up with a Capone or two.
Very, very possible that it is.
Swimming with the
allegedly.
fishes.
Yeah, you don't hear about it anymore, though. I guess Tulsa King, if you watch on Paramount, there's that's a little bit of it still there. But
I
not
was
as
actually
much.
just thinking, for your kids, Bo, Tulsa King might be the most family-friendly, mafia-related thing to show them right now, to give them context of organized crime.
Okay.
Because it's definitely not Sopranos.
No.
Probably not Casino. It's definitely not Goodfellas.
No.
Maybe
No.
Casino.
Yeah. Those were all, I mean, think about it. I mean, it was Donnie Brasco. There were so many in that time where it was in the middle of culture at that time. It was so much mafia stuff, and The Sopranos was the best of it. All right, we had some NBA last night. I tell you what, I didn't know Chuck Barkley got skinny.
Yeah,
that's my number one takeaway from last night.
GLP-1.
How about that?
He was doing ads for it, like in game.
I mean, he looked incredible. I'm watching Inside last night, and I'm like, wait a second. So I had youth basketball practice, so I didn't get to see the majority of these games. I got home at 9 o'clock, so I was able to watch the end of the Cavaliers-Knicks. And then I watched the beginning of the Spurs and the Mavericks, because I was curious, Cooper Flagg and what the Mavericks are going to do with him. It's pretty wild. The Mavericks starting lineup, everybody is 6'10", except Klay Thompson, who's 6'7", and they have Cooper Flagg playing point guard. He didn't play particularly well, but he also did not look out of place in any possible way. I mean, he's very, very comfortable. The other side of it is an alien with Wembanyama, where it's just so strange. He really looks like the size difference between him and other NBA players. It's a heck of a thing to try to wrap your head around, how much bigger he is than them and how much longer. It's crazy.
You just talked about the Dallas Mavericks lineup being all tall and long. And then there's Wembanyama, who's different. And 40 points, 15 rebounds. Like, this morning should be what's the ceiling for the San Antonio Spurs with a healthy Wembanyama? Like, after getting over deep vein thrombosis last season. I don't know if that's something you get over. I think it's something you just deal with for your entire life. But, you're watching last night, the Rockets and the Thunder, a little bit of the Lakers, if they can get, LeBron a little bit healthy. Then I go, I don't think any of them can stop Wemby.
No.
Bo,
It'll be health, Reese. It'll only be health. Just because people that height just don't stay healthy.
And that's exactly what I was just going to say, Bo. Like, we had planned a different open for this show, and we were going to talk about if Buckeye fans are enjoying what we're having on the season so far. Every time I see Victor Wembanyama, I think, man, we better enjoy this while we can, because every time I look at him, I'm like, this is not a career that's going to be long.
No. I mean, if you think of Yao Ming and Sean Bradley, and if you go way back, Ralph Sampson, it's just that height. The body is not meant to do what is required to play NBA basketball. So to me, like with Wemby, it's like, I'm with you. I think it's like a 3 to 5 year window to enjoy the heck out of it. And it's probably, like Yao Ming was great. He was a great player. All-star, all those things. This kid's better than that. But at the same time, like, how long does it last is something that you just want to enjoy it in the moment. What did you make? It's 1 of 82, but what did you make of Cavs Knicks, Reese? I'm sure you watched all of it.
I'm waiting for the lights in Madison Square Garden to be not so bright for Jared Allen. And I don't think that that's coming. You had 4 points, big man. You made 1 shot from the field. So in a 8-point game, when they're doubling you up in free throw attempts and free throws made, you've got to be better. You've got to be more physical early on, because what the Cavs can't afford to do, and you're right, game 1 of 82, but you've shown too many times this Cavs squad that they just get themselves into these chasms, 15 points at the half at Madison Square Garden, and then here comes Donovan Mitchell shooting the lights out of thing to dig you out of that. What if you led by 5 going into the half at Madison Square Garden, and Donovan Mitchell could come back out in the second half and light the place up to give you a 13-point cushion? It's so much of what happened last season. And again, I think Darius Garland's probably the difference. Jalen Tyson looked a little out of place, but he's also a bench guy coming up. DeAndre Hunter's a ways away. So patience. And also, anybody mad at Donovan Mitchell pulling up for a 3 instead of driving? It's like, have you not watched Donovan Mitchell play basketball ever?
Yeah. Look, without Garland,
it'll be fine.
They'll be fine. Without Garland and Hunter, it's a tough spot to try to overcome all of that. It feels like it'll be those 2 teams in the East, though.
Yeah, the Knicks are really good.
Everybody else is so battered.
I was just going to say, I believe the Cavs and Knicks were the favorites to win the Eastern Conference, right? So, that was a competitive basketball game, tied heading into the 4th.
What you want
Madison Square Garden on their home court, you had some guys out. It's funny how much we overreact, and obviously nobody on this show, but some people do. Oh my gosh, what are we going to? It's one game, the 82, first one.
Yeah,
these are 2 really good teams.
They are, yeah. And what you're looking for, whether you talk about the NHL or NBA or Major League Baseball, is you're looking at, big tranches of the schedule. So you're looking at 10-game swaths. What do you look over this 10 games? What's it like over this 10 games? You don't want to overreact to individual moments, but these are the 2 best teams in the East, and they played on opening night, and the Knicks got the better of them. Knicks didn't beat the Cavs once in the regular season last year, so that's already noteworthy that happened. It was fun. It was fun to have back. I had no idea about Skinny Chuck. Inside was exactly the way that it used to be, so I liked that. That was fun. Nothing was really changed on that side of things. Perhaps some good news and some sanity in college football. We'll explain coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At Retail Rush, you can find name brand products at unbeatable prices because you set the price. Retail Rush sources overstock, returned, and discontinued products in bulk from big box stores. Then we auction those products online starting at $5. You can get up to 90% off retail prices on beautiful basics for life's big moments, hot tech, and more at a deep discount. Pickup is fast and easy, so whether you're looking to splurge or save, we have you covered. Retail Rush. Deals made easy. Bid now at retailrush.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Thursday edition of the program. Last week, we spent some time on this. The Big Ten considering a capital investment from private equity to buoy the conference and give a quick adrenaline shot of cash into the league in exchange for a media rights agreement that will take them out through 2046. We praise the University of Michigan and their board of trustees for being pretty adamant that, no, we're not doing that. We're out. USC was out too. We haven't heard anything publicly from Ohio State on this. All of my sourcing at Ohio State continues to tell me Ohio State wants no part of this, that they don't want any part of this. I don't know why they haven't said it out loud publicly. Maybe they feel like they have rowed the boat a lot on this type of stuff, and it's time for somebody else to do a little bit of the rowing. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. But everything that I've been told from the people who are powerful at Ohio State is that this is not something that Ohio State would want any part of, despite not saying it publicly. Ross Dellinger with this morning. The Big Ten's capital investment deal remains paused. A president's meeting for Wednesday was canceled as a 16-school deal seems like a long shot. Ohio State would have to agree to extend the grant of rights without Michigan, but it doesn't mean Big Ten enterprises won't happen. Here's the nobody at Ohio State, nobody that I've seen from Ohio State wants any part of this. I don't understand any reason why Ohio State would want a part of it unless the financial situation there is much more dire than I can even wrap my head around, and that seems impossible that it would be in that type of situation. But that's the only thing that would make sense to me, that Ohio State would essentially Band-Aid a hemorrhage for, and in exchange give up their rights to their share all the way to damn near 2050. It's hard to wrap your head around why Ohio State would do that. I do think one thing that Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Penn State, Oregon, the bell cows of the Big Ten have to be considering going forward is, who do we want to be in business with long term?
That list probably shrinks by the day.
I'm with you. But they've always been very magnanimous in their approach to the bottom feeders in this league. And the idea that we're cool propping them up. We got to have teams to play. We've been playing these teams for 100 years. We got to stick with them. And Ohio State has been, man, as gracious and as generous as anybody can be on this. I mean, you're doing the heavy lifting for much of the last 20 years in this conference, and have gotten at times very little help from anybody other than Michigan at times over the last 25 years. So they haven't played that card yet, but I do wonder if they will. And I do wonder if, from the Ohio State perspective, if selfishness is going to be required going forward. And my hunch is that's why Top Gun Ted's here, and that's why Ross Bjork is here, is to push back on these things and for Ohio State to get their share. Is it time for Ohio State to get the money that they earn, for this to be a weighted system based on who's doing the lifting? Is it right, as you, the collective Buckeye fan out there, is it right for you that Ohio State gets the same cut as Purdue? Is that right? My hunch is no. Not anymore, because you got bills to pay. And we're the ones who are scratching the checks for a lot of these bills. So I think that part is going to be really interesting going forward. And I think it would be absolutely absurd for anybody in the Big Ten who has a brand, who drives audience, who drives numbers, to sign up and sign away their grant of rights until 2046. When we have no clue what this thing is going to look like in 20 years. No clue. And they already made a cataclysmic error with Rutgers and Maryland. I've been wrong on a lot of things. I wasn't wrong on that one. Was pretty adamant. Get football brands. They didn't. They went for markets. Markets don't matter anymore. What matters is football brands. Yeah. And if you're looking for more proof of that, all you have to do is look at what's happening this year with the college football ratings. Because what you're getting is the definition of football matters, and brand building is what matters. This is pretty wild stuff, folks, considering where what the Ohio State brand has been. This is the ratings for last weekend. This is last weekend only. Top 8 college football games from last weekend. Ole Miss, Georgia did nearly 10 million on ABC. Ole Miss, Georgia. Ole Miss is the Rebels, for God's sakes. Like, you want to talk regional, can't get more regional than that. Tennessee, Bama did 8 million. LSU, Vandy did 6 million. USC, Notre Dame did 4.6. Washington, Michigan, 4.3. Ohio State, Wisconsin, 4. This is part of a trend that has been this way all season long. That the Southeastern Conference, because for 30-some years we've been spoon-fed how great it is, now they are national brands. And to the point where they're outrating Ohio State. LSU, Vanderbilt, these are both on network, guys. LSU, Vanderbilt did 2 million more than Ohio State, Wisconsin.
Was it new?
And I know Wisconsin's bad, but it's Ohio State.
Yeah, the LSU Vandy thing's very surprising considering they played at noon. And that did better than your 3:30 biggest brand matchup. Not biggest brands, but biggest brand in Ohio State. I do think that with and the executives we think are seeing these numbers, like Fox looks like it's getting crushed. Because their offerings outside of the Big Ten are Texas Tech, Arizona State, Utah, BYU. I mean, the Nebraska-Minnesota one from a Friday night got Nebraska-Minnesota on Friday night did better than Texas Tech, Arizona State on Saturday afternoon.
Oh, the Big 12 is in a disaster zone right now. No one's watching that league at all. I mean, relatively speaking. This, I think, really puts a dot on the I and crosses the T. Stuart Mandel with this. Through week 8, 27 games in college football have gotten 5 million more in viewership. The distribution by network, 19 of those are on ABC, ESPN. 19 of the 27. 3 are on CBS, 2 Fox, 2 ESPN, 1 NBC. The distribution by conference, and this is the part that ought to be terrifying for the folks running the Big Ten, and they ought to question everything Jim Delaney did with the expansion of this conference, which was just absolutely short-sighted and naive in every possible way. It was so chesty what he did, thinking if you add Rutgers and Maryland that you will lift them up. You've done none of it. None of it's happened. Nobody gives a damn about Maryland or Rutgers in their own states, let alone nationally. You've done nothing. Here's the distribution by conference so far this year. 32 SEC teams are involved in those games. 12 Big Ten teams. 7 from the ACC, 2 Notre Dame, 1 Big 12 game. It's a damn near 3-1 margin. SEC, which is limited to this little footprint in the southeastern part of this country, compared to the Big Ten and its massive footprint in all the big markets don't care, man.
And I think it's worth noting that it wasn't just Jim Delaney that was chesty about those moves. Like, you had conference athletic directors that thought this was the smartest thing to do at any and all times.
I love Gene.
Yep.
Bo, I wonder in these ratings for this year, too, and you talk about SEC for years, 3:30, CBS, it was ingrained that this is a big matchup. I wonder, too, and this isn't an Ohio State problem, obviously, but ESPN is in bed with the Southeastern Conference. The Big Ten is not. The Big Ten is in bed with Fox mostly, and then CBS and NBC. I wonder if the coverage on ESPN of these SEC teams all the time, and it's ingrained in you. Now, Ohio State doesn't have that problem, right? Because ESPN is going to talk about Ohio State regardless, because Ohio State moves the needle. But Wisconsin doesn't move the needle. Washington doesn't move the needle.
Yep.
Iowa doesn't move the needle. I wonder if that goes into some of these ratings, because people usually go to ESPN for their sports, and ESPN is not talking about the Big Ten.
They are, though. Like on their college football properties, they are. Your point is right. What you just described is agenda setting, right? We're in business with an entity, so we're going to prop up that entity. The best example of it is what ESPN has done in recent years with the women's college basketball tournament and what they've done with the WNBA. They're telling you it's important, and then if you do it enough, eventually it becomes important. And that's what's happened. where those two things right now in a very respectable way for the WNBA and in a massive way for women's college basketball because they've hit you over the head with it for all these years. So there is some of that, Bake. Some of it also, I mean, there's a million factors to this. Some of the other factors to this is the Big Ten never played the hits. How many times you guys hear me say that when they expanded? Why has Ohio State not played USC in the conference?
Not once yet.
2 years into it. Why is Ohio State not playing Oregon this year in the conference? Well, the reason for that is because there's all these bottom feeders that you have to prop up to try to get to 3 or 4 million eyeballs on it. It's not an Ohio State problem, but it is an Ohio State problem. Because Ohio State continues to do business with people that are not on their level. And you're splitting it up with people who can't carry their own weight.
Yeah, that's
how you end up in this.
We've got to, and I hope this is happening at Ohio State, get off of the I'm going to fix and deal with everything now, and any issues that might arise, well, those are problems for another generation. Don't leave problems for other generations to have to fix. Don't sit there and go, this won't be my problem in 5 years. I'm just trying to get things fixed now. And then by 2046, I'm not going to be working anymore. Don't do that because you're just digging that hole so much. You're digging it and digging it and digging it. It's like, no, we can't dig out of these things because 20 years ago you said Rutgers was important.
What you just described is a very NCAA mindset, right?
College athletics.
Yeah. That's a very NCAA mindset. And so that's the way that it goes. So it's a critical time for Ohio State and the program and the athletic department and all of it because they have to do what's right for them and not worry about what's right for the bottom feeders of this league, of which, honestly, before this most recent rung of expansion with Oregon and USC, before that, and yeah, Nebraska's in this mix too. None of that moved the needle. Nebraska didn't move the needle. Rutgers and Maryland didn't move the needle. You blew it. You could have Texas, Oklahoma. You blew it. And now you got to try to find a way to make it right. It's going to be very, very difficult. Julian saying in his growth, it's been a scene, man. Ryan Day on that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty Ice here. How far are you willing to drive for a great deal on a new vehicle? Well, I made the short drive north to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion and got my new car. And right now, you can get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 with up to $12,000 off MSRP for qualified buyers. They believe in a no-hassle sales experience so you can get the truck you want at a price you'll love without the stress. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter. He'll be there quick.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Get ready because the Clayton Homes Red Tag Sale is officially here, and it's the best time of the year to buy your dream home. For a limited time, they're slashing prices, offering you the chance to save thousands on select in-stock homes. These are move-in ready homes with unbelievable markdowns, but only while supplies last. These homes are designed with energy efficiency in mind. You'll stay warm and cozy this winter and comfortable year-round. Lower energy bills, better indoor comfort. Yes, please. So whether you're looking for more space, your first home, or just a great deal, now's the time to make it happen. But don't wait. These homes are priced to move, and when they're gone, they're gone. Visit your local Clayton Homes to find out which homes are part of the sale and lock in your savings today. The Red Tag Sale going on now at Clayton Homes locations and online at theredtagsale.com. Terms and conditions for the Red Tag Sales event at redtagsale.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through 12/31. Amounts of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
It's time for Buckeye basketball season. Well, almost. Coast. Catch Jake Diebler's Buckeyes in an exhibition game against the Ohio Bobcats.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at 1 with the tip at 2.
Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months, or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. 10 feet tall and bulletproof isn't just a saying, it's a way of life. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Buckeyes with the off week this week did have an interesting email from one of our emailers about his experience going to Madison to watch the Buckeyes play the Badgers and the conversation he had with Julian Sains Pop. So we're going to get to that coming up at 10 o'clock. But as the Buckeyes are here in this bye week, my hunch is what is going on is here are things you're doing a lot of self-scouting. Here are things we don't do well. Here are things we got to get better at. And from the outside looking in, and I don't know if you've seen this, but the Barstool guys are doing their college football show, and T-Bob Hebert's like, it's got to be boring being a Buckeye fan. All you do is win by 30. And they're going, well, that sounds like heaven to me. But the idea is this is all going so well, there's no issues here, no notes. Everybody else around the country is having flaws. Everybody else in the top 5 is, for the most part, fallen on their face, except the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes have remained exactly what they've been. And some of that goes to the standard around here. It's the talent, it's the recruiting, it's the development, it's the messaging. So much of this coming so fast, though, is on number 10. Julian's better. As bullish as I was on him, and I'm as bullish as anybody, and there's plenty of audio that you can go back and listen to listen to prove it, he's better quicker than I thought he would be. And I had the highest possible expectations for what I thought he could be, and he's better than that. Here's Ryan Day on Julian's growth.
I think each week he's grown more and more. He's built confidence, and I think his teammates believe in him now, and you can see he probably had his best game to date, at Wisconsin. So now he's got to grow from that and continue to build. So, we're just halfway through the season, so we got a lot of football left. But the number one thing we got to do is continue to take care of the football, lead the team, command the game. We're now getting it into the stretch run of the season, and then obviously in the playoff football. So, it's good to see him get some of these games under his belt as we make this run.
Is there a single thing that as you watch him play that he's not doing?
No. But he's not doing at the level that you would expect. I mean, he's doing everything, I feel like, at a level that exceeds the expectations, like you had mentioned. I think the idea of this should get Buckeye fans excited for the next couple of weeks and even that November 30 or that November 29th game. Yeah. Because if he's going to get better, what's that look like? Because you honestly can't get much better with with play at the quarterback spot in college football. I mean, you look at all of the kind of wildfires that are out there across the country at the quarterback position, and then you look to the one in Columbus, kid's in his 7th start.
I will say this, Bo, and you and I talked about this off air. Yeah. I think it was on Monday.
It was Monday.
It was the first drive of the Wisconsin game. He threw a check down to Bo. and they did a replay of it. It was a good play. I think it went for a first down.
He did,
but
he stepped up.
Yeah, they did a replay of it, and they showed from behind Julian on the replay, and you could see in the replay as Bo Jackson is catching the ball, Jeremiah Smith going past his defender on like a long post play, and he was wide open. And the only thing that maybe could have broke that up was the other safety, the deep safety. Well, the deep safety was looking the other way at Carnell. So if Julian sees like, hey, Jeremiah is even, he's going to be gone, and he makes that throw. But those are just growth things, right, from a kid that's had 7 starts. And I'm guessing if you looked at the All-22, you would see that. I'm also guessing if you looked at the All-22 for every other college football team, you'd see that as well. So it's a minor thing, but it's so exciting to think, oh, my gosh, this time next year, Julian's going to hit that. He's going to see that, and boom.
Maybe next week. This time next month, it feels that those little things, like those taking chances down the field, you know now, just if you've listened to the coaches enough, they're in his head going, just take what's there. Take what's there. Not trying to push it because you just don't have to. Well, you have to in the college football playoff? Yes. But I also think that's why Ryan Day mentions that in the clip that we just played of how the next part of the season includes the game against the team up north, the Big Ten championship, and the college football playoff.
Yeah, I think you guys are onto it. And usually the one criticism that I've seen from Julian, which is pretty difficult when the kid's completing 80% of his passes.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you want to talk about molehills into mountains. I mean, you can't take a smaller molehill and try to turn it into, some sort of highest peak in the Appalachian range. I mean, it ain't much here. It's an 80% passer. It's 19 touchdowns, three picks. His last time out, he missed on 6 passes. He had 4 touchdowns. But what you're talking about is kind of that gunslinger attitude. And I think it's coming. I actually think the throw to Carnell Tate is an example of that, right? I mean, that's putting it in a place where only your guy can get it in double coverage, realizing you have a first-round receiver, letting him give a chance to make a play. My guess is you'll see more of that, but I also think, I don't know if you need to. And I'm guessing that based on as good as this defense is playing, what they need from him to do is exactly what he's been doing. Is that their defense is so good and everybody else in the country is so flawed that might be it. The only thing we haven't seen him really do, just because there hasn't been a necessity for it, is like a 2-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know when that's going to come. It might not come until Ann Arbor, quite honestly. It might not. It'll probably come in the Big Ten championship game. It'll come in Ann Arbor for sure. That'll be a very competitive game. But that's kind of the only thing that I'd like to see from him. But you can't manufacture that moment. That's why every time I get, and it's the one thing that Ryan still has a little bit of a burr in his saddle about in those halftime interviews, in the middle 8, the 4 minutes before half and the 4 minutes coming out of half, you get touchdowns on both sides of it. That's ideally what you're going for, and that's how you put games away. We haven't had to see that yet. Where it mattered. We've had 2-minute drives, but we're always ahead. So what does it look like if the game's tied or it's close? Do you go get 6 or 7? That's the thing that I think is lacking, but it's so nitpicky. It's so nitpicky.
Bo, I want to go back to this point about it being boring for the Buckeyes.
Sure.
I don't understand that, because to me, I'm a huge fan of greatness, and I think what we're seeing from this Ohio State defense is just absolutely great and elite. So I'm enjoying every minute of watching this Ohio State defense. I'm also, last year to me as a Buckeye fan was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like they were underperforming and never playing up to their potential, even though they're racking off wins between Oregon and Michigan. Like the Nebraska game, it's like, what in the hell is going on here? And there were so many times you were like, this team should be so much better. I don't know how you can complain when a team is just playing up to their expectations and playing so good. Like, I don't understand the boring narrative.
I don't either. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah, this winning's been a lot of fun.
I mean, I think it's great. I don't need any more stress.
I felt bad once this season, and that was because it was against Luke. Like, against even Ohio. Like, this is fun.
Yeah, it's been pure joy. The mailbag is wide open. Lots to get through. We'll get to it coming up next. Paul Finebaum at 10:30. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Common man, radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
In Columbus, how you roll up on game day matters. And with Polestar are redefining the driving experience. The Polestar 3 isn't just an electric SUV. It's an SUV that drives like a sports car. Precise, powerful, silent enough to hear the crowd before you see the stadium. Drive it today at Polestar Columbus or visit polestarcolumbus.com for a test drive and to learn about our competitive lease offers.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you want to walk, play pickleball, and enjoy other fun activities to stay healthy, but you can't because of bad feet? Hi, this is Mike, and the Good Feet store wants to help.
I just had difficulty walking. I tried them on in the store, and my foot felt so much better.
Do you keep buying new shoes and inserts with little or no relief?
I tried all kinds of shoes. It was the arch supports that made the difference from the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet, knees, or back problems get in the way of staying healthy and having fun.
Thanks to the Good Feet store, I'm bowling 3 nights a week.
Get back to doing what you love. At the Good Feet store, we'll personally fit you at high-quality arch supports to maximize your comfort. Stop in the Good Feet store or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who have made an impact for people of all abilities. This week, we would like to honor Caitlin Brown. Caitlin has made an impact by creating the Handy Capable Kitchen, which raises money for Toys for Tots through her local Chili Fest. This Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Billiards Plus has gifts for everyone. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, grills, and more. With professional delivery and installation, you'll beat the last-minute scramble. Reserve yours now. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of our specialties here at Pella Wilson is getting rid of old, smaller windows with no view and replacing them with huge, beautiful windows that can change the look and feel of your home.
We tried that once, but we cut the hole a bit too big, so we had to put in a garage door instead in their dining room.
Wilson.
Didn't improve the view, but they do have a drive-through now, so you're welcome, Gruball family.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey friends, good news for you. All your favorite NBA players, they're back. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers, you bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass, plus score $300 if your bet wins, all paid out in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971. Bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Opening week in the NBA got thrown for a loop this morning as the FBI announced current Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and current Heat guard Terry Rozier have been arrested as part of an illegal gambling investigation. The FBI will hold a press conference here in a few minutes to announce more details on the arrests and the investigation, which importantly includes the actual mafia. On the court last night, the Knicks beat the Cavaliers 119-111 at Madison Square Garden. Cleveland's at Brooklyn tomorrow night. In Dallas, Cooper Flagg debuted for the Mavericks, hosting Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs last night. Wemby had 40 points and 15 boards as San Antonio cruised to a 125-92 win. And in college football, number 1 Ohio State's on a bye this week. They'll host 3-4 Penn State next Saturday at noon. Hear from OSU's head coach today at noon as the Ryan Day radio show hits the fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The perfect show for quarter zips and khaki shorts. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour here on a Thursday. Paul Finebaum coming by in 29 minutes from now. Time now, though, to open up the mailbag.
Our comment box is always open. Any feedback is mostly appreciated.
The mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let-up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more. You got to get it up, and the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. Again.
Bishop and Friends present emails.
I will say that it's nice that you guys are getting a little bit of hate mail, too, because I get a ton that comes my way. Now we're spreading it around. So I got one for each of you guys in here, which is nice. That we can spread around the dislike on the bad takes. Let's start with this one from Mark. I wonder, it's the same name. I know the last names, but first name Mark. There's a Mark who I used to correspond with who gave me an incredible breakdown once of the JFK assassination stuff. I wonder if it's the same Mark. This was probably 10 years ago. Anyway, the subject, Big Ten and Ohio State going forward. Here's the message. I had been a traditionalist liking the rivalry games, but with Michigan cheating and getting allowed to skate, I'm actually fine with Ohio State leaving after the current commitment to the Big Ten to the SEC. They emphasize more football and basketball, which I'm fine with, less travel footprint, which is crazy, but he's probably right on that. And also, I think Fox Sports and their Michigan CEO being in concert with Petiti and benefiting UM in the last 4 years since he took over is enough for me to say, the heck with a traditional rivalry. I can't get there, Mark. And it's interesting. I don't know. I think I know where you guys stand on this. I actually hope at some point, much like I hope that basically all these apps are just reverse engineering cable, I hope that we just reverse engineer college football with common sense and get back to, I do think super conferences are coming. I don't really care what they're named. If the SEC wants to keep their group in the 16, fine. If there wants to be a 16-team group in the Southwest, fine. A 16-team group in the Middle West to Pacific Coast, and then in the Northeast / Mideast, fine. However you want to do it. But I hope we reverse engineer it. I don't ever want to see a scenario where Ohio State doesn't play. And I know we're going to deal with it next year with Penn State. But to me, Ohio State should always play Michigan, Penn State, Michigan State. Those teams should be there always. And I hope that those don't go away.
Agreed. And then every year, I think you can throw in, or I guess every 2 years, do the home and home. You start USC, then Oregon, then UCLA, then Washington, and you just rotate all of those.
We can call them legends and leaders, Bo. How about that? Yeah, I'm.
That was the most ridiculous thing of all. I mean, in a conference that's done a lot of ridiculous things.
Do we know whose brainchild that was?
My favorite one is when they had like the Amos Alonzo Stagg Tom Osborne Coach of the Year. And I'm going, Tom Osborne never even coached in the league, you idiots.
Maryland,
what are you doing?
Basketball championship, they still parade around,
get those
too.
Nebraska national championships. Come on now. All those USC ones,
Good
too.
Lord.
Yeah, as fun as it is to think of Ohio State and Oregon maybe having a rivalry here the next couple of years in conference, if the Big Ten was smart and scheduled it that way,
yeah,
I don't need it. Like, it can go back. Like, I don't need to see Ohio State, USC. Like, we're angry, right, that the Big Ten hasn't capitalized on that. But I don't need to see Ohio State, USC every year. Like, go back to the regionality of college football, which is what made it, one of the things that made it so great.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're all in concert on that one. This one, our good buddy Greg from Botkins. Boys' trip to Badger Country is the subject. Last Saturday, I took my two boys, 11 and 13. Hey, that's the same age as my two oldest, to Madison. Everything about the day was fantastic, except the fact that Whiskey fans were calling for Fick's job after the first touchdown. 3 things on game day in Wisconsin. We were walking down the street, and who do we run into but Ross Bjork? We took pictures. I actually gave Ross a Buckeye from my parents' Buckeye tree. That's very cool. After the game, my boys got autographs from pretty much all the players. While the boys were getting autographs, I was talking with Julian Sayen's dad. He said he never thought Julian would be this good this soon. Julian's dad said Ryan Day and Brian Hartline are on a different level from other college coaches. The look on Julian's dad's face when I said, welcome to the Heisman Trophy race, was absolutely incredible. My question for you fellas, what quarterback reminds you of Julian's playing style? My thoughts are Drew Brees mixed with Vinny Testaverde. Any chance anyone has done a wellness on Wolverine Wild Bill? I haven't heard from Wild Bill in a while. Not since the season started.
I was kind of hoping he'd be the emailer that would give Baker and I grief.
No, he's coming. I mean, I think he's hoping that Ann Arbor doesn't go well, and then he'll just wait for that week to email, is my guess. So here's what I've said on Julian. I think he's Bryce Young, except bigger. And Bryce Young won the Heisman, was the number 1 pick in the draft. I think people think Julian's smaller than he is. Bake, I think even you were guilty of that. I think you were thinking he was...
I was guilty of thinking Joe Germain was a little bigger. Joe Germain was 6'1", 220. I thought he was about 6'3", but...
Yeah, Julian's 6'1". I think sometimes people think just because he looks so young that I think they think he's smaller than he is. He's actually pretty solid. And I just think he's Bryce Young, but bigger. He's taller than Drew Brees.
That's the thing. Like the Drew Brees comps there with like all of the mechanics, but the size is it's a very noticeable difference.
Yeah, he's bigger.
I think the Drew Brees comparison is good, though, with the coolness of Julian Sayen. Like
calm and collected, yeah.
Yeah, Drew Brees, like, there was never... Like, Drew Brees was the same guy. You didn't know if they just had a game-winning drive or if he threw his 4th interception. He was the same always, and I get a lot of that with Julian. Like, no matter what happens, he comes off the field with, like, a smirk and a smile on his face, ready to go.
One of my favorite NFL custom jerseys that I've ever seen was in New Orleans, and somebody had a Breeze Saints jersey, and it said cool Breeze. I thought that was really cool. This one from Bill. One concern. Great play so far. Can't see a defeat in the near future out, but Ryan Day continues to limit the play of the backup quarterback. No reason why. With scores in the 4th quarter so far, Sayen should be on the bench. One play and he's out, and no real experience behind the center. Day has quite a few flaws. This has always been it. Or he has, I think what he's saying is he has few flaws, but this has always been it. We've lamented this for years. My hunch is he did this when we were hoping that Kyle would play a little bit. I mean, Reese, remember we would do that every single week? Every week. Complement of the offense we'd like to see. I think what happens is he wants all the reps because he's playing young quarterbacks mostly. And I think he just wants them to get all the reps and that they're never done learning. And I think that it is perhaps a little bit of a blind spot. Hopefully, there's a lot of games here in December where he's going to be able to play Lincoln a lot if he wants to, if this thing goes according to plan. That's why I'm always like, build that massive lead so you can get those other guys in. But it's only at that position because he plays the 2s and the 3s everywhere else. He mixes them in everywhere else. And I don't need Lincoln playing in the first half of games, but he probably needs to run the full complement a little bit.
A little bit, but I still need more reps for 10. And that's, I think, the biggest thing. Like, it's also, I want to throw in Billy Fessler when you talk about how Day and Hartline are on another level, because it's the perfect marriage of a quarterback and him being ready for what's being asked of him, but it's also a great tip of the cap to the coaches for knowing what to ask of him and how much to give him week to week to week.
Yeah.
So this has always been a complaint of mine of Ryan Day, and I don't have the complaint this year with him because he has been using the backups and sprinkling the backups in quite a bit. I do not remember him doing that in the past. I would not be against now. Early in the year, maybe I would have been against it, but now that Julian has got some games under his belt and gotten more reps, I would not be against going into a game, one of these next handful of, not Penn State maybe, but the Rutgers, UCLA, Purdue. I would not be opposed to saying, like, hey, no matter what's going on in the game, the first drive of the second quarter is Lincoln's, and we're going to run a full complement of the offense with him just to give him that work with the ones a little bit.
I can't get there. I could do third quarter. I could do second series of the third quarter because it's, at that point, it's usually not all the way out. I can't get all the way there with you, Bake, but I think that there is some validity to running the complement of the offense in case something happens because you don't know. And if you get a quarter and a half, that's probably enough in many of these games.
I do love the sprinkling we've seen of the Mylan Grahams, the Zion Grady's, the Jarquez Carters. I've loved seeing that this year.
Absolutely. This one from Zach. Subject: trip out to Washington. Hey, Bo, my wife let me plan our 5-year anniversary trip to Hawaii around the Buckeyes game in Washington. The stadium's view is unmatched, but miss me on the loudest stadium claims. The Ohio Stadium, Penn State, Nebraska will are louder and more intense environments. They have food trucks set up on the connecting practice field before the game. It was a cool atmosphere. While we didn't sailgate, we had a lot of fun watching the boats come in while having a few drinks on the bench. I'd say 50% of the people on the boats were Buckeye fans. One downside, we sat in the upper deck along with the majority of the Buckeye fans, and if you were in the top portion, there was only one restroom for the entire upper deck on that side. My God. I can't overstate how many Buckeye fans we saw in the airport, around campus. It felt more like a bowl game than an away game. Side note, if you're in Seattle or have a layover there, Sharp's Roast House was probably our best meal the whole trip. It sits right outside the airport. The atmosphere, food, and drinks were top-notch. The kitchen sat in the middle of the building. They had glass roasters so you could see the various meats being cooked. Everything was made from scratch. Smoked roasted meat smell hits you the second you walk in the door. Oh, and I guess Hawaii was pretty cool, too. That's a pretty good job. Fly to do the Seattle, go to the game, then go to Hawaii afterwards.
A little bit of flex at the end there.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Good job out of him. All right, coming up next in the mailbag. I mean, we got bones to pick with you guys.
Hit me.
We got some big bones to pick with you both. We'll get to it coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay. How about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
At Retail Rush, you can find name brand products at unbeatable prices. We source products from big box stores and auction them online starting at $5. Get up to 90% off retail prices on home decor, lawn and garden, and more. Bid now at retailrush.com.
Nothing beats a cold one on game day. Lately, I've been grabbing Go Brewing. It's a non-alcoholic craft beer that actually tastes like beer, and you can snag it right now at Kroger in Columbus. Check it out next time you're in the beer aisle. Go Brewing at Kroger, and visit gobrewing.com/thefan for a special BOGO offer.
Treat yourself to a new ride from Coghlan Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Get 0% on a new 25 Kia EV6 or 26 EV9, or get up to $11,000 off MSRP. Get 1.9% on a new 25 Telluride during the Kia Fall Sales Event. Visit CoghlanKia.com.
Coghlan has the car for you.
2024 retail sales. 0% for 60 months and 1.9% for 48 months equals $1,667 and $2,165 for 1,000 finance through Kia Motor Finance. Not all will qualify. Manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Ends 10/31/25.
Remember what sports used to be about calling up your favorite host and saying how stupid they are? Good news. We still do that. The Fan Call-In Show.
Hello! Sponsored by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino.
Sunday mornings at 8 on The Fan.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies, but blustery and chilly. We will see temperatures only getting in the mid to sometimes upper 50s for us. We will see those breezy winds continue. Isolated chances of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we stay mainly dry with increasing clouds into tonight. A freeze warning goes in place overnight with our lows in the mid to low 30s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. You're home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. The friends are the guests and listeners. Reeser and Baker just work here.
Back to work. Back to work. Everybody. Work, 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 work.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
So this press conference is happening in D.C. with FBI Director Kash Patel with the gambling. It made headlines this morning. Chauncey Billups among those arrested on federal gambling charges and schemes. Now there's upwards of 30 arrests have been made across 11 states over many years involving the Bonanno, Genovese, and Colombo crime families. The fraud is mind-boggling. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars of theft. They're all still kicking. God bless them. Incredible. Yeah, so pretty massive. I don't know what to make of this. I'll just be very candid with you. I don't really know what to make of it. Illegal gambling operation, sports rigging operation, according to Kash Patel, wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, illegal gambling, 30 arrests, tens of millions of dollars of theft. Patel is calling it sweeping justice. All right, there you go. We'll see who takes the strays from this thing. If any more athletes are named among the 30. So, all right, you guys ready? Take some strays of your own?
Let's do it.
Listen, I can understand the people coming after me, Bo, but not Reese. How would people be coming after Reese?
You're about ready to find out.
I would say a great many.
Hear from Ryan. The subject is mailbag. Here is the message. Fan giveaway. I need Bo and Bake to be judge and jury on this one. I always tried calling into the station to win the giveaways that the Fan has to offer, but I'm always getting the typical busy signal. About a year ago, I was amazed to hear Reeser answer the phone, letting me know I was the 7th caller. I was ecstatic. I won. But wait, Reeser wanted to know what I was winning. I knew that the prize consisted of concert tickets, but could not remember the band's name. Reeser denied me the tickets for not knowing the band. The day went from a glorious one to being shot down like a bogey Maverick had his missile lock on. Later, I found out it was the group Muse. I'm a man born in the 80s, never heard of them. Bo and Bake, should I have been given a mulligan or been shot down by that IR missile? No matter the outcome, no love lost for Reeser. Thanks and love the show.
So,
do you remember this?
I was not here.
I remember this vividly. I forget the name, but I picked up, said hello, and I asked him, do you know what you're calling to win?
Yeah.
I got a word salad. And I'm like, you got to know what you're calling to win before I can give it to you. And I hung up. If I can recall, I was in a mood that day.
You seem to be.
I apologized for the spiciness of that, but I will reiterate, if you are calling a radio station to win a prize, at least know what you're calling to win.
And see, so I don't know here, like if it was just seventh caller, call in, I don't know if I could have been that way.
That's
but
exactly
it was like,
what it
hey,
was.
you've got to know. If you got to know, like, hey, you're the seventh caller, but you also have to know, I don't know. Maybe
Ryan's like Bootsy. As long as it's wrapped, he just loves the present. It doesn't really matter. You can put anything in there. He just wanted the gift.
I mean,
that's great.
He might have a gripe here. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad day. I don't know. Maybe that was one of the days Odie messed up in the car or something.
In hindsight, I wish I had acted better and just awarded the tickets, but maybe not have been so
I'll just say
mean about it.
I'll say this. I'm going to have your back on this, Reese. If you're going to make a call to a radio station for a giveaway, you should know what you're winning. Because otherwise, what are we even doing? What are we doing here, man? But we appreciate you continuing to listen. That's a very funny email.
Sorry.
This one from Bradley. Subject. This one's for you, Bake. Thursday email: Bad Take Bake and favorite calls. You now have a nickname, Bad Take Bake.
Okay.
I just want to reach out to Bad Take Bake and let him know that while he's not alone in his Browns negativity and fandom, it's rather unwarranted. Stop living in the past, man. Serenity now. That's serenity now, that stuff, and move on. At this point, his relationship is more like Costanza's relationship with his parents. No one expected the Browns to be good, so just enjoy and let the young guys develop. It's more fun to watch with no expectations. But the main reason for his email, though, is favorite calls that you guys have discussed about a week ago. At my home almost every Sunday, the late, great Jim Donovan, as I type this email, I can hear all the calls from my childhood into my early adult life. From Cribbs' punt return to the playoffs and back in Cleveland. The one that still gives me chills and makes me smile, though, is when he finished the broadcast after they beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs, and the only thing that's missing is all of you. I'm pretty sure he did that when they clinched the playoffs. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was.
I think he did.
Clinched the playoffs, not in the game against Pittsburgh. Jim, I don't know when it will be, but there will be a day when the Browns compete for the playoffs consistently. When that day comes, the only thing missing will be you. Take care, boys. Jim was a titan, man.
Nobody like him.
Yeah, just a titan. And just the best dude. I was very blessed to get to know him during the years I've done stuff for the Browns, and he's just an awesome human.
I'm sure that this is the way it is a lot of places, but I feel like in the state of Ohio, for sports fans, we have been blessed with some great play-by-play announcers, from Marty Brenneman to Tom Hamilton to our very own Paul Keels to Jim Donovan, Dan Horde down in Cincinnati. We have had some really damn good ones here.
That's a pretty good. Yeah, Joe Tate before that with the Cavs.
Oh, yeah, Joe Tate.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty. We don't miss on those. Not much. This one from Faith, favorite Halloween candy. I listened daily and heard the discussion on your favorite Halloween candy and how you never see a salted nut log and wondered if they made them anymore. Yesterday, I saw them in the checkout display at the Dollar Tree on Sunbury Road in Westerville. So, yes, they still make them, and they were only $1.25.
How about that?
That's great. There's an Acme near us that has an entire aisle of nothing but retro candy.
Oh, that's cool.
Like all of that type of stuff that you never see. It's all in there, which is pretty good. This one from Bill, PFF grades is the subject. Hi, Bo. Love the show. 9 to 12. Okay, very nice. I appreciate that. Can you please explain PFF grades? Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese are All-Americans and likely first-round picks. Their PFF grades in the Wisconsin game were 68.7 and 65.2, respectively. Those grades are considered backup. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I can...
Do we have enough time in the program?
I only got 6 minutes in the 4 minutes of the 3 minutes of the segment now. So they use metrics to determine grades. And what they're looking for is where players are at a certain spot. And depending on the position, there are various different things that they use to grade where they are in those spots. They're basically trying to anticipate a player being in the right place all the time. So for quarterbacks, what they're looking for is this an accurate throw? Did he do the right thing on this play? Did he avoid the pressure? Did he have the right read? Did he throw the accurate pass? What they miss is when the quarterback just does something superhuman out of structure. Or in this instance, if a safety and linebacker do some things out of structure, then sometimes there's a little bit of a wiggle room with it. I don't use them as be-all, end-all, and I don't think you should either. NFL teams don't, college football teams don't. They're a guideline. And the one thing I do like about PFF is it's all the same. So it's the same metric, the same measurements for everybody, but it doesn't tell the full picture of what's happening in a football game on a weekly basis.
I did think it was interesting looking at some of those this morning that Bo Jackson was a 79.5 against Wisconsin. That was the best among running backs in the Big Ten and second in the nation for Week 8. And we were all like, oh, my God, the running game. And I think he had 10 carries for like 26 yards in that game. It's also interesting, neither Jeremiah Smith nor Caleb Downs has been graded one of Ohio State's 3 best players in any game this year. Would have had that on their bingo card.
Take it. It's a guy.
It's a measurement.
It's a metric.
It's one of many.
Yeah, it's one. And it, like I said, at least it's a clean sample in that every single, they view it all the same. So it's the same all the time.
And there's no bias. They just take player.
No.
How did he do? How was he involved with this, with X, Y, and Z? And every year it feels like people get so up in arms about PFF grades.
Yeah.
And I just want, like, it's a face palm thing where you go, guys, it's just one metric. It's one thing that people use. And there are so many different ones out there, and I feel like there are more and more every season.
This one from Nate. So people came at you guys now. Someone's coming at me. Nate's coming at me. Subject is game predictions. Bo, as far as your all-game predictions you do every week, it would be more fun and interesting if you all didn't just look to see what Vegas thinks is the over-under and the spread, and instead just said what you think it will be off the top of your head. Googling what Vegas thinks for all the numbers and then tailoring your score around that is boring, lazy, in my opinion. Also saying pay attention to the scores, kids, after every single game prediction each of you do is no longer cute. He continues. Another email. This one sent in the morning. My other email. Bo, I sent you an email yesterday. I was pretty drunk when I sent it, so it came off as rude. I apologize.
That's the best email ever.
Print that out and put it on your fridge.
That's the best email we've ever got.
One at night, one in the morning. Same, brother. Same.
Are you winning money off our picks at least?
That's like me watching the Cavs.
The reason we say pay attention to the scores is when I used to do the stuff for Learfield, they didn't want me to have any mention of the lines. So we would give the scores as a get around for the lines. In terms of the Vegas number, that's what we base all the picks on. Every pick we make is based off of the lines. So when we go, whatever we do, when we do the NFL picks here in a half hour, every pick we make, we're not just picking money line. We're not just picking winners. We're trying to pick and beat Vegas or beat the house. That's the name of the segment.
I need a follow-up from Nate on this to know if he was listening back to the podcast, which you can do every day, wherever you get your audio. If he was listening back at night or if he had just been stewing on that all day. I need to know. I need some more context on this.
So good. Great job, Nate. Paul Finebaum in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyears and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bishop and Friends present college football's most polarizing figure.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Come on back to our show, Tim. The audience hates you.
This is ESPN's Paul Finebaum, sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, time to head out of the Brian Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Conversation with our good buddy Paul Finebaum. The Paul Finebaum Show, of course, on ESPN and the SEC Network. Another week, another SEC job open. This time it's the Florida job. Paul, in all your years doing this, do you ever recall a coach being fired in season after a win?
No, but I think it was just a perfect time. And by the way, Bo, just because they won, the fans were still booing Billy Napier at the end of the game. Mississippi State had the game won, and they totally threw it away. And I think even Scott Strickland, the AD, who has just been married to Billy Napier, said, "You know what? We got to get this guy out of here."
Nick Saban had some comments this week that were pretty interesting about, and he was really chesty for James Franklin on College Game Day on Saturday, which, look, coaches are going to have coaches back. I get it. It's unfair or not. I mean, I disagree. I think Franklin had plenty of time to win big games at Penn State and never actually did it. But that's neither here nor there. But what he did say that I thought was interesting was that essentially now, because these boosters are paying for your roster, then you now have to answer to them too. And how much of him getting out of it did that have to do with?
I think a lot. And listen, we don't need to be Monday morning quarterbacks about what Nick Saban is doing on game day because even though we know better, most people listen to Nick Saban and go, oh, yeah, he's right, even though he was completely wrong about James Franklin. But it's just that's where we are right now. And to me, you better embrace it. You know, coaches like Kirby Smart and Ryan Day understand that. And you don't hear them barking at the TV right now like Saban because they know better and you just have to adjust. But it is a major paradigm shift. Whatever was is no longer. And you better figure it out or you won't be around much longer.
And Paul, the thing that I tell the audience, I was dead wrong about this. I thought that it would be harder to fire coaches because I keep hearing that there's booster fatigue and there's no money and they keep trying to find other ways to create more money, find money. And yet we have all of these openings in season, these massive buyouts that are being spent. There's probably going to be more with maybe Norvell. Does it happen at Auburn too? Where's all the money coming from?
That's a really interesting question, but the money is there. It's just a matter of how you want to allocate it. And right now, so go back a year, everybody had the same opinion with rev share, all these things. There's no way you can fire these coaches. It changed overnight, and it really, it wasn't UCLA. It wasn't other schools. It was Penn State who finally said, we can't handle this any longer, and we're getting rid of James Franklin. And all all of a sudden, if you're Florida, if you're Arkansas, if you're anybody else, you go, you know what, we can't fight that. Because when everybody says the same thing and you keep saying you're wrong, you're going to get run over now. There's a lot of money, and I think it's some of it isn't the money right now. It's, I think, the expectation of the private equity money, which I know we've discussed.
Mm-hmm.
But college football is hot. So a lot of people are diving in with donations and funds. The real question, Bo, is that money used to go somewhere else. Who's getting hurt?
It's a great question. It's a great question. And I mean, I'm sitting here doing a show in a town that, whereas it's probably most famous for a university that's got 36 sports. And I'm going, how do we keep doing this? It doesn't seem like it's going to add up in any way, shape or form. I want to go back to the Florida job for you for a second. When I was down there juxtaposed to Florida State and Miami, it was far and away the better job, but it was Spurrier. It was the end of Spurrier. Then it was Zook for a couple of years, and then they hired this guy, Urban Meyer. And so they were the elite program in the SEC for most of that time, or certainly on a very, very short list. But then I started to notice something. When either Spurrier or Meyer isn't the coach, it's a struggle. Is it a good job? Is it a great job?
I think perceptively it still is, but think about the last four coaches. Muschamp, McElwain, Mullen, and Napier. Mullen was the best of those four. He had a chance to get it going, but he just kind of lost his way, and people turned off on him. But I think it can be, but none of those four. I mean, Mullen was the closest of that group to being maybe a superstar down the road. But so that's why Lane Kiffin's name keeps getting mentioned. He's a superstar coach. His record against top 10 teams, not very good. All the things that usually get coaches fired at other places. But I think he's the only one I see that could go there and energize the place. Otherwise, it may get stuck. And they've made some terrible decisions, too. They should have never stuck with Napier as long as they did. They stuck with Mullen probably a year too long. And ultimately, they've also just got caught up in this Georgia wave where Georgia, after Alabama, has been the dominant team, and that happens to be Florida's biggest rival.
I'm so fascinated by the Kiffin decision, not just because I enjoy his interactions with you, and I feel at Ole Miss he can really thrive doing those things, but also because I just think he's a great character and great for college football. But you mentioned Mullen. Mullen had a lot of opportunity when he was at Mississippi State doing what he was doing there. And he looked at Florida. He goes, I've been there. I was there under Urban. I know what it takes to win there. And he took that job. He could have stayed at Mississippi State forever, won 8 games, and they would have built statues for him. Hell, they still might. Kiffin's in that spot at Ole Miss. He probably has one move left if he wants to, or he can just park in Oxford, and I'm guessing they're pretty close to building a statue for him there anyway. You know him as decently as anybody. What do you make about what's going on in his head on this?
I think deep down he looks at Ole Miss and just doesn't believe they can ever get to the next level. And Bo, you go to Ole Miss and it's a fun place and everything about it is cool. It's in the shadow of Memphis, but it's not Tuscaloosa. It's not Florida. It's not Georgia or LSU. It's just the stadium is smaller. It's quaint, and I just don't know if it's really big enough for it. It's comfortable right now. It's, the whole family thing that you've heard about ad nauseum, but I feel like I know Lane Kiffin enough to say he may have already outgrown that. And I think Saturday in Athens may have finished him. I mean, he has beaten Georgia once, but the last 2 trips to Athens have gone poorly. And I don't know what else he can do at Ole Miss. I mean, his team last year really just absolutely blew a playoff bid. And I don't believe he thinks he can get it done there to the point where he'll win a national championship.
If LSU, Auburn, and Florida are all open, which one do you think he would like the most?
He's already said no to Auburn, so that won't happen again. I think it would be I mean, to me, I would take LSU, but because I just think there is a better chance to win there. The environment is a little better in that you don't have Miami, you don't have Florida State breathing down your neck. LSU is on its own island. LSU competes with the Saints for dollars. I mean, there's nothing else there.
No, there's not. And that leads me to the next. I mean, do you think we'll see more? Are there more firings coming in major college football here in the next month? I'm looking at LSU's schedule. I'm like, there's more losses for Kelly. I know it's a big buyout, but he's won a Heisman, obviously, with Jaden Daniels, but there's not that team success. I just wonder, are there more firings coming?
Yes. Well, I'll give you a couple of things. If Auburn loses at Arkansas Saturday, Hugh Freeze is done. You cannot survive that. That would be, 5 losses? He still has Vanderbilt on the road and Alabama at home. His record is terrible. But as far as Kelly is concerned, a loss Saturday night would be crippling. The playoffs would be over again. He would still have, how about this, Oklahoma and Alabama on the schedule to turn 3 losses perhaps into 5. And I think Brian Kelly is a very good coach. I may be higher on him than some people, but a couple more losses, and I'm sure his agent is saying, he's saying, Brian, let's get out of here before they get you.
Speaking of agents, is Jimmy Sexton the happiest man on the planet with all this?
Yeah, because he controls both sides. And by the way, he is not Brian Kelly's agent. So he's pretty much everyone else's agent. And, I like the fact that Nick Saban on the set of Game Day defending James Franklin, I'm sure you can guess who represents both of them.
I sure can. If in doubt, it's Jimmy. That's the way that it works. Good talking to you as always, buddy.
Pleasure. Thank you, Bo.
All right, there he goes. Paul Finebaum, the Paul Finebaum Show on ESPN and the SEC Network on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Wake up with The Fan. Eat lunch with The Fan. Go to bed with The Fan. Dream about The Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Picture this. You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay because whatever it is, it's on eBay and it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months, or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who have made an impact for people of all abilities. This week, we would like to honor Caitlin Brown. Caitlin has made an impact by creating the Handy Capable Kitchen, which raises money for Toys for Tots through her local Chili Fest. This Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. With friends like these, who needs former college football players? This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and we are proudly sponsored and brought to you by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. Time for a little thing or not a thing. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
In case you missed it this week, the NCAA has allowed or is going to allow London Johnson. He's a 21-year-old former G Leaguer. He actually spent some time with the Cleveland Charge. Is going to allow him to play this season at Louisville. Now, Johnson's got 2 years of eligibility remaining, and it does feel like the NCAA, when presented with this, was allow him to play or we will be taking you to court. And the NCAA, in its attempt to not lose another court case in hilarious fashion, just said fine. Michigan State's head coach Tom Izzo heard about the news, and let's just say he was not a fan of the NCAA's decision here.
I'm going to get myself in trouble, but this was sprung on us again yesterday, where a guy can be in the G League for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden he's eligible. Most of my people knew nothing about it. I don't think our commissioner. I am not real excited about the NCAA or whoever's making these decisions without talking to us, just letting it go because they're afraid they're going to get sued. So this just goes to show you how ridiculous people that are in power make decisions. And I'm going to get killed because someone's going to say, well, if they go pro, it doesn't work out, shouldn't they be able to come back? To me, it's ridiculous. To me, it's embarrassing. And I love my job. I don't respect my profession. And I don't respect who's ever doing that.
Thing or not a thing.
He's right and wrong. It's both. Yeah, he's right. It is ridiculous. This isn't the spirit of the rule, or certainly what he's hoping with NIL. But when they greenlit all this stuff, they didn't have the proper framework for it because they waited too long to greenlight it. And individual states started doing their own things, and they took precedent over the NCAA. We've been over this a million times. So he's right. This isn't what this was intended to be. And he's also wrong in the sense of, my guess is that when Judd Heathcote was the coach at Michigan State and Tom Izzo was a student there, my guess is Judd Heathcote wasn't a multi-millionaire. The money got too big for everybody. It got too big, and you can't put that genie back in the bottle. So unless Tom Izzo and everybody who coaches in major college football wants to go back to making $125,000 a year versus $12 million, then this is what you get. It's one or the other. You either have to give back all the money, or you got to let all this stuff happen because you were too damn slow to do anything about it the way that you should have years ago.
Maybe I'm just get off my lawn guy here, but yeah, you also didn't have to choose to go pro and give up your college eligibility. Like, get out of here with this. Like, if you go,
they're not, Bake. We have kids in high school in Ohio now making money.
I understand, but like this guy went and chose to go play professional basketball. in this sport, right? This isn't like he's just name, image, and likeness this. He chose to go play pro basketball. You can't go back to college now. I'm sorry. And if it doesn't work out for you, you got to deal with that. Go get a real job like most of the world.
But pro men's college basketball, football, and now hockey, right? Essentially is professional sports.
I get that, but you chose to make this step, so you forego college eligibility. Go back and play golf like J.R. Smith, or go back and play football like Chris Winkie. Yeah. Like you can't go back and play college basketball now. To me, and try
Don't we have European players doing this, though, who play professionally in Europe and then come over here?
So Ohio State will have one of them. Yeah, Matthew Grucic.
And I guess I don't love that either, quite frankly. Now, I'm going to love it if Grucic comes over here and plays great for the Buckeyes. I think it's also a little different, right? Because those kids are doing it at like 16, 15 years old. I think Grucic has played since 15. And I don't know. I guess it's different rules over there. I don't understand.
There's no putting this back.
I don't understand why, as long as nobody is discriminating against a certain person, like why the NCAA can't have rules and say, no, this isn't allowed, and they're going to get sued. Like, get out of here. Like,
because they took all the money, Bake.
I get it.
They took all the money.
I totally disagree with this. I'm all on Izzo's side.
They get hundreds of millions of dollars for the NCAA tournament, and they're all multi-million. I mean, that's why. They took all the money. Like, if they wanted this to be like old athletic, they should do the Ivy League model and take no money. I mean, the money got too big. I know where you're coming from, and I'm not dismissing all of us collectively are like, well, this isn't what college sports is supposed to be, but the money got too big.
For what it's worth, the NCAA restated his eligibility for next college basketball season. So it'll be the 26-27 season. He will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. Speaking at the NFL's fall meeting in New York City yesterday, Roger Goodell reaffirmed Bad Bunny as a Super Bowl 60 halftime act. He also announced that banning or talk of the tush push, that's been tabled for now, saying, quote, it's something we will continue to monitor on all phases, just like we do in every other aspect of the game. We don't have any proposals to bring it back up. It wouldn't surprise me if something does evolve, but it's not something we're really focused on during the season, end quote. He also discussed an 18-game season as part of ongoing CBA discussions. The current agreement runs through the 2031 league year. Quote, the negotiations will be a lot more than just simply the 18 and 2 exhibition games. There are a lot of issues that we are going to raise, and I'm certain that the players will raise, and that's what it should be. That's what collective bargaining is all about, end quote. Thing or not a thing?
They're going to 18. They're going to the 2 exhibition games. The Super Bowl is going to be on President's Day so that you have the following Monday off. It's going to be like a holiday. And that's all happening. And what the NFL owners will do in order to make this happen is they will give certain things to the players that the players have wanted, whether it's more free time in the off season or, less mandatory time in pads, all of that type of stuff. And they'll do it because there's a lot more money in adding an extra regular season game. So that's where we're headed. That's a big thing. Does it take that long? Does it take till 2031? I don't know. But that's where we're headed.
So the 18 games we knew, right? We've known for a while that this was coming, not a thing. Get over the tush push. I don't get it. Just stop it. Only one team does it effectively. So just stop. I'm tired of that.
Literally stop it.
And why is Bad Bunny a thing? Like, I don't understand this. You're never gonna please everybody with a musical choice, but why is this a thing? Who cares?
I couldn't possibly care less. I'm like Joe Namath talking to Susie Colbert on sidelines. I couldn't care less how the Jets are doing.
I just want to go back to the day where The Rock and Mankind are fighting over the WWF Championship.
That's all you need.
Let's do some New York Jets stuff here. They haven't won a game. Green has. They're in Cincinnati Sunday at 1 o'clock. Here's Jets owner Woody Johnson when asked how confident he was in his head coach Aaron Glenn's ability to turn this thing around.
It's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we got. He has the ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league. You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do. defense is pretty good. And if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. We got to complete some passes. You got to convince them that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have a game that you could win.
Fields was asked about those comments, and he said he hadn't seen them, but, quote, it doesn't bother me. Of course, everyone knows I need to play better. We need to play better as a team. Of course, no matter how the offense does as a unit, I'm going to get the blame. I understand that. It just comes with my job. Adding, quote, I don't think me talking to him is going to do anything, in reference to Fields talking to Woody Johnson. Quote, like I said, it's not going to make me play better. It's not going to give me more confidence on the field. I don't think that's necessarily a point in talking about that, end quote. Thing or not a thing?
It's a crazy thing. I don't recall this. Like, I was trying to think of another instance where an owner just went at one guy like that, and maybe he's bitter because he gave him 2 years, $40 million after a year ago. You could have had him for a bucket of balls. I don't know. My hunch is that's where the vitriol comes from, but you just rarely see this. And I just feel bad for everything with Justin because the Bears situation was bad, and it just keeps going from bad to worse. And now I do think as a player he's a little bit broken and probably not going to be able to ever come out of this totally.
Yeah. Why don't you go after your general manager, Woody? He's the one that signed him. He's the one that not only, didn't take a one-year flyer, like a 1 year, $5 million deal, a 1 year, $15 million deal. Mm-hmm. He did 2 years, $40 million, and I don't think anybody else was competing with that.
No.
I'm pretty sure you just gave him free money. Mm-hmm. So you get on your general manager, Woody. You hired the guy that hired him. Like, what are we doing?
You're the one who said, yeah, green light, pay him. Pays that man his money. Final hour of the program coming up next. Adam Jardy going to join us at 11:30 on the Buckeye basketball team, which opens a scrimmage on Sunday. Between now and then, though, we will attempt to beat the house. We did very well last week. We'll see if we can keep the hot streak going. Coming up next, Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Treat yourself to a new ride from Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 26 Chevy Trailblazer or 25 Trax, $189 a month. New 26 Chevy Equinox, $239 a month. Or a new 26 Silverado, just $369 a month. Visit CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coughlin has the car for you.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 10/31/25.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member. They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
At Giant Eagle, we're helping bring the holiday magic home. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. Because nothing beats free. From October 16th to November 6th, spend $350 and earn a free turkey on your next visit. Redeem through November 30th. Giant Eagle. Because it matters. Must scan My Perks loyalty card to earn and redeem. Restrictions apply. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Hey there, friends. All of your favorite NBA players, well, good news. They're back. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Never miss a game. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971. Bet $5 and again, get 3 months of NBA League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
It's been over 2 years since Bobby Carpenter had regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. He needed relief from knee pain, but he wanted to avoid surgery.
I thought I might have to have my knee scoped. I had some injuries, some lingering pain from stuff that I had been dealing with from years of playing professional football, and things had kind of flared up again. I started talking to a friend of mine who's orthopedic, and he was like, well, try to avoid surgery if you can.
And you absolutely can avoid surgery. QC Kinetics provides patients with state-of-the-art regenerative treatments, orthobiologics from your own body that help heal and restore damaged, aching joints. And we'll let Bobby tell you about that.
It was all of a sudden that one day, a couple months later, I was, let's go jog, let's try to see what I could do. And the more I did, I was pain-free with it, and it was actually a pretty remarkable process.
Before going under the knife, see if you're a candidate for non-surgical joint pain treatments at QC Kinetics. Call them today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Number 1 Ohio State's on a bye this week, the second of the season for the top-ranked Buckeyes. OSU will host Penn State next Saturday at noon. Hear more from Ohio State's head coach at noon today on the Ryan Day Radio Show. In the NFL, Week 8 begins Thursday in Los Angeles. The Chargers host the Vikings at 8:15. You can hear that game on The Fan tonight following the Buckeye Show. In NBA news, more than 30 individuals, including current Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, were arrested this morning by the FBI as part of an 11-state investigation into illegal sports gambling. The FBI claims the defendants used non-public information to gamble on NBA games. On the court last night, the Cavs dropped their season opener 119-111 in Madison Square Garden to the Knicks. Cleveland's at Brooklyn on Friday. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card.
Taking the art of sports radio and day drinking to a whole new level. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour here on a Thursday. Adam Jardy on Buckeye basketball in 29 minutes. Right now, though, it's time to beat the house.
Beat the house.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co. Visit their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations to experience the best in craft dining and distilling. Learn more at highbankco.com.
Let's take a second here, guys, and give yourself a pat on the back for last week, because that is a heck of a week picking a league that is just so different from week to week. Reese, you went 10-5 last week, getting that overall record close to 500 again. 53-55. And Bo, 13-2. You are now a whopping 20 games over 500.
Yeah. And for the emailer who then apologized for his rudeness, we're picking these against the number. So we are trying to beat the house.
You just want to guess? I just guess. Winners. Like, let's just guess the spreads.
You want us to just pick winners without any... I mean, it'd go a lot better.
I don't like any of these numbers this week anyway.
Getting 90% of them right if we're just picking winners.
I hope right now, live, he is listening to this program while drinking. That's what I hope. We've got wait a second. We've got six teams on a bye this week. Yeah. The Detroit Lions, Las Vegas Raiders, LA Rams, Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, Jacksonville Jaguars will all not be playing this week. It all starts tonight in L.A. Alan Kirk on the call. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chargers, and the Chargers are 3.5-point home favorites.
It's Wentz again.
Still doing Wentz.
Still Wentz. Chargers unlocked their offense a little bit with the Rondé Gadsden Jr. last week. I don't love the hook in this. I wish this was just a 3. I really wish it was a 3. But I'll take the Chargers, and I'll throw the points.
Same.
Let's head to Sunday. No overseas games this week, so we'll start at 1 o'clock. The Cleveland Browns taking on the New England Patriots at Foxborough. The Patriots 6.5-point home favorites on Fox.
Despite the Cleveland Browns winning last week, I'm going to take the Patriots here by a touchdown because that's a team playing as confident as anybody not named the Indianapolis Colts or Kansas City Chiefs. I think what Mike Vrabel's got is a playoff contender, like a serious threat in the playoffs. I think New England wins and is chesty about it at home.
Yeah, I think this is a really hard matchup for Cleveland, coming off of a very favorable matchup for Cleveland. New England has one of the best run defenses in the NFL. They got a quarterback who is really seeing it right now. And the Browns' defense, for whatever reason, isn't quite the same away from home as it is at home. This a big number, but I think New England is comfortable in this one as well. I think it's a competitive game. New England wins something like 28-17, something like that. So give me the Patriots.
Let's head over to CBS, where the Cincinnati Bengals are hosting the New York Jets. The Bengals, 6.5-point favorites at home.
Is it Tyrod?
Not yet determined.
No, it's Tyrod.
It's TBD at QB for NYJ.
Okay. I guess it probably doesn't matter too much. The question just here is the number. I'm going to roll with Flacco. Give me the Bengals to cover.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Jets injury report. So Garrett Wilson didn't practice. They've got Sauce Gardner, concussion protocol, and the quarterback situation's a mess. And I think the Joe Flacco fun continues for the Bengals. Give me Cincinnati minus the 6.5 as well.
The Miami Dolphins down in Hotlanta taking on the Falcons. A big number here. 7.5 points is what the Falcons are favored by.
Yeah, if the Browns can crush the Dolphins, so too can the Atlanta Falcons. Give me the Dirty Birds and the 7.5.
Yeah, I don't like how this is trending because so far I'm throwing all points in all games. I'm taking home teams, and there's going to have to be a trend here that fixes, but I just got to go with how I've been doing this, and I've had success. And I just go with my gut. And to me, Atlanta at home is just different than Atlanta on the road in general, and what I saw from Miami was a whole lot of quit. So I like the Falcons by $1 billion.
I don't like how this is trending either with you guys picking the same.
I'm following Bo's bets, so look, I got to get over 500 sometime. Let's do it this week.
An NFC East matchup as the New York Giants head to Philly to take on the Eagles. 7.5-point favorites is what you're laying if you take the Eagles.
Eagles are going to win the game, but Giants are a little frisky. This number is bigger than I expected it to be, which makes me sometimes overthink things and think, well, then Philly's going to win by $1 billion. Giants got them last time they played. I think the Giants got some competitiveness to them, though, and I think they'll make it competitive. I like Philly winning the game, but a little closer than that. Something like 31-24 or 28-21. Both of those would do it, so I'll take the Giants to cover.
Cam Scadaboo got a standing ovation last night at Madison Square Garden. Right, they're the toast of the town right now. The Eagles are still one of the best teams in the league. I think Philadelphia wins, but yeah, the Giants fighting this.
Do you know what the boys are doing now? So Bootsy gets on NBC's football pads, and we have a Buckeye practice jersey, and he puts it on, and he goes, "Do you want to play Scadaboo?" And so he goes down in the basement, and then Beamsy without pads tries to tackle him, and Bootsy just runs full speed at him with the pads and tries to knock him out, and then NBC and I judge who won the rep.
He has his head up, right?
Not really.
Oh.
My wife goes, "Is this safe?" As Bootsy's bleeding from his braces and everything else. I'm like, no, it is not safe at all, but it's damn fun.
I love that you're part of the judging in this. That's awesome. Right. The Buffalo Bills are favorites on the road in Carolina against the Panthers. Another 7.5-point spread.
I think Carolina's been pretty frisky. Give me the Bills to win, but Carolina covers the 7.5.
This is Dalton, right?
Yep.
I think it's an Andy Dalton produced game.
Red Rifle.
Yeah. Bills coming off the bye.
Yep.
Yeah, Bills coming off the bye. It's a big number. Carolina's frisky at home. I'll take the points, too.
Still waiting for an Oppo game here. The Chicago Bears are in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. Lamar should be back for this one, and the Ravens are favored because of that, 5.5 points.
What am I missing? The Ravens give up 30 points a game. Lamar practiced for 20 minutes. The Ravens' defense is still bad. What am I missing? Somebody knew something, and they're not just in the Gambino crime family. Give me the Ravens by 1 billion.
I see it differently. Give me the Bears here. Like, anytime someone tells me they took the ping pong tables out of the locker room, I go, that's a team with serious problems. Then you tack on Lamar, and Lamar Jackson doesn't need to practice. He's done enough football where he can go out and probably beat the Chicago Bears. And the Ravens might win this game, but I don't have to pick that. I can pick Chicago to cover, and so I will.
Right. He took the air hockey table out of here. What does that say about us?
We got to get our ratings up, and we will, now that we don't have air hockey to distract us.
Changes everything.
The San Francisco 49ers in Houston taking on the Texans. The Texans a home favorite by 1.5 points.
Give me the Niners? Why would I ever pick Houston? That seems silly.
That's almost the reason that makes me want to pick them, because I don't understand this line at all. I don't understand how San Francisco's not favored. Like, has anyone seen Houston play? Yeah, give me Kyle. Give me Kyle and the Niners to win.
One game in the 405 spot this week. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in New Orleans taking on the Saints. The Saints, the home dog, getting 4.5.
Yeah, I think I know how much Baker hates New Orleans because he feels like they've cheap shotted him a few times. It's a Vegas zone number. I think Tampa can win the game, but I think the Saints will play frisky and maybe get a cover on the back door on this one. So I'll take the Saints and the points.
This is when I actually flipped a coin. Give me the Buccaneers.
425 sees the Dallas Cowboys head to Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. The Broncos the home favorite by 3.5.
So Dak Prescott's playing better. I think the Broncos win, but I like the hook. Give me Dallas in the 3.5.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas actually won this game. Bo Nix is not playing great. He had a good drive at the end of the game that kind of covered a lot of it and what was a chaotic finish with their game with the Giants. I think Dallas goes into Denver and wins the game outright.
That one is the Nance-Romo game, by the way. The Tennessee Titans are in Indy taking on the Colts. Big number, 14.5. The Colts favored by.
We got to put some respect on the Colts name. I was thinking about this, like, what would this number have to be for me to take Tennessee? Because Tennessee is a mess right now, and the Colts are a straight-up juggernaut right now. And I think it would be like 20.5 is what it would have to get me to do for me to take Tennessee. So with that being said, Colts roll on. Colts big, I'll throw the points.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing because it's Mike McCoy's debut as the Tennessee Titans interim head coach. Give me Indianapolis here.
Sunday night football, the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. The Green Bay Packers in Pittsburgh taking on the Steelers. The Steelers a home dog, which I'm guessing doesn't happen very often, 3.5 points.
Another game I'm thrilled I don't have to pick the money line. Give me the Steelers plus the 3.5 here. They're home. It's Sunday night. Just something about it.
Yeah, they're going to do Renegade to start the fourth quarter. Rodgers actually played really well last week in Cincinnati, and they're starting to open things up a little bit. As long as offensive linemen don't pile drive him into the ground after touchdowns, I think they're going to be fine. I think Pittsburgh wins the game. I think they beat Green Bay outright, and so yeah, I'm very comfortable getting the 3.5 on that. So there you go. So we didn't get not many differences. Go ahead, you got a Monday night or two, but we'll do that Monday.
I think just two differences I see here between you guys, and of course the Monday night game, which we will pick on Monday. The Commanders in KC taking on the Chiefs. Daniel's already been ruled out of that one. Mariota's going to start, so the Chiefs 12.5 point favorites on Monday night as of now.
Yeah, they called that Wednesday a Mariota game, and so I said, yeah, give me the Chiefs, whatever number you want.
What would be, I'm curious what that number looks like on Monday when we pick it. Like, does it get to 14.5? Like, I would take, if you're out there and you partake in these type of things, you do it on the up and up as opposed to illegally, like apparently what's happening around sports world today. I like the 12.5 there. We'll pick it on Monday, but I'd be very comfortable with that right now. Speaking of it is the story of the day, a major gambling concern involving the NBA and some arrests being made, including a former finals MVP. We'll refresh that story in just a couple of minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Your car needs a new battery. That'll be $19,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a second opinion.
You wouldn't accept that quote, so why accept this one from that other company?
$19,000 for a new sewer line.
I'm going to call the waterworks instead.
Facing an expensive sewer repair? If another company's quote is way more than expected, call the Waterworks for a second opinion. We have the most experienced drain techs in Central Ohio. Call 614-232-2222.
Looking for bold flavors and award-winning spirits? High Bank Distillery is your destination for handcrafted cocktails, locally inspired dishes, and Whiskey War, the nationally recognized whiskey. Stop by their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations this week. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, 1-pound packs of Private Selection 80% lean Angus ground beef chuck are only $4.99 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any Ford tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Billiards Plus has gifts for everyone. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, grills, and more. With professional delivery and installation, you'll beat the last-minute scramble. Reserve yours now. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Rothman and Ice.
But I do want to know maybe the most famous person you have a picture with. I want you to think about that. Tiger Woods.
That's a tease. Oh,
that's
great.
Do it after the break.
Gosh darn it.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies, but blustery and chilly. We will see temperatures only getting in the mid to sometimes upper 50s for us. We will see those breezy winds continue. Isolated chances of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we stay mainly dry with increasing clouds into tonight. A freeze warning goes in place overnight with our lows in the mid to low 30s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
1, 2, 3. Here in the Fan is all Always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. Distilled sports discussion served in light beer quantities. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
So it's the story of the day in the sports world. Press conference at 10 o'clock. FBI Director Kash Patel with this. Among those arrested, Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, former finals MVP and finals champion with the Detroit Pistons. Heat guard Terry Rozier mentioned as well. There were 4 NBA teams that were kind of involved in all of this. It's 34 total arrests for very, very different reasons. So Billups was arrested. I think Billups is the headliner of all of this. Goes without saying. He was arrested in Oregon, charged with a separate indictment alleging a wide-ranging scheme to rig underground poker games that were backed by mafia families. According to the authorities, the defendants were accused of using technology to steal millions from victims in the New York area. The Billups part of it, by the way, former Cavaliers guard Damon Jones was also arrested Thursday, former player and assistant coach. I didn't realize he was on that staff, but he's an assistant coach currently. Reese, you knew that?
He's a former assistant coach. He got soup thrown at him by J.R. Smith.
That's right, he did.
So
he did get that.
Hope the government does the same.
Is that 2 J.R. Smith references in one show today?
That's all you need. That's everything that you need. The 6 defendants involved in the sports betting case and 31 defendants allegedly involved in the rigged poker games. Jones is one of 3 people allegedly involved in both cases. So he's did the betting case and the rigged poker game. The sportsbook in multiple states flagged suspicious betting interest on Terry Rozier's statistics ahead of the Hornets game against the Pelicans. This is back in 2023, including 30 wagers in 46 minutes from a professional bettor totaling $13,759 came in under on Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists, causing the sportsbook to halt betting on the veteran guard. Rozier then with the Hornets played just 10 minutes before leaving the game, citing a foot injury. I mean, this is like blue chips. Right?
Supposedly he told a bunch of people he was leaving that game.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. The Billups thing is crazy. Like this poker game situation, like these millions of dollars. I mean, this is the Sopranos.
Like they would lure people in to a game that was rigged with the allure of playing against Chauncey Billups, and he's just kind of the front man for it. According to the indictment, so some of these rigged poker games were in locations on Lexington Avenue and Washington Place in Manhattan. The games were, quote, on the record with and run with the express permission and approval of members and associates of certain organized crime families of La Cosa Nostra, who provided support and protection for the games and collected owed debts from the games in exchange for a portion of the illegal gambling proceeds. So, like, kneecaps were broken because of some of these games, allegedly.
Just as a quick funny for me, like I'm so excited to have Cosa Nostra and Mafia back in the life. I haven't heard that in so long. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had any Mafia in the pop culture on this. So there's a lot going on here in terms of where it could go. The charges include illegal gambling, wire fraud, extortion. The 2 indictments, as I mentioned, the cases are separate, but they're linked, as I mentioned, with Rozier. The Billups part is certainly the headliner, that he would be like what Reese said, that they were saying, hey, come play poker with Chauncey Billups. He was basically used as like the front for it to lure people in. The FBI also says that defendants utilized and other cheating technologies, including poker chip trays that read cards through hidden cameras, special contact lenses and glasses that could read marked cards, and X-ray poker tables that could read cards face down.
Dang.
Good Lord. So the FBI says that the defendants utilized altered shuffling machines to read the cards in the deck and then relayed that information to an off-site operator. The off-site operator, known as the quarterback, then sent that information to someone at the table. The scheme targeted victims who were lured to participate in the games because the athletes included guys like Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones. The sports gambling investigation is called Operation Nothing But Net, while the poker investigation is called Operation Royal Flush. The FBI has been working on the investigation for 4 years. So this goes back to previous administration, with victims losing at least $7 million. One specific victim lost $1.8 million. The FBI reviewed thousands of hours of video evidence and executed more than 24 search warrants. They are just accused at this point. I have to assume that few things in this country are more fearful than being arrested by the FBI. Like a federal arrest. There's usually not much wiggle room there. Usually when they do something like this, they got you. And I don't see a scenario where Billups is going to have, the other thing is with the mafia ties to this, if Billups sings, well then, we've all seen enough mafia movies through the years.
I'm about to say, if you say Billups sings, he likely swims.
If it's still like that, I don't know. I guess it is. Maybe we've all vastly underestimated what they're still up to.
The U.S. attorney labeled Damon Jones and Terry Rozier as corrupt individuals.
Well, that tracks.
Jones and Rozier?
Yeah.
Some Jonte Porter.
And Jonte Porter, all of this stuff goes back to him as well. Like, he was involved in all of this. Whatever he did must have been just so blatant and easy to find and whatnot that they were like, yeah, let's get him while this is going on. And they're still investigating everyone else. But this all ties to him. And as you mentioned, goes back 4 years.
There's no way Billups gets out of this.
Oh, no, he's done.
He's cooked.
Like, this almost gets to witness protection for him and his family.
Well, yeah, you wonder about that. And this is crazy because now, like, all of this mafia stuff is coming back into our wheelhouse here. And I'm thinking about, like, Sammy the Bull Gravano taking out John Gotti and then going witness protection. And now he's, like, publicly out. Like, he'll do, like, media and stuff. So, yeah, that's a fascinating story. This is not exactly what I thought was going to be in the mix today on a Thursday is this type of story. And the Billups part of it on the poker side is straight out of The Sopranos. This reads like a scene from The Sopranos. It reads like a Scorsese movie. It checks every one of those boxes on that. And my guess is somebody will make a movie about this because there's a lot of layers to this type of thing. And I'm guilty of this because I am intrigued by this entire world and have really been my whole life. I just always have been intrigued by mafia, Cosa Nostra, these families and how it all operates. Anytime anything comes out on these subjects, I take it in. Documentary, movie, anything. I'm in. I'll watch any of it. I don't know that there's a mob movie in the last 50 years I haven't seen. I think I've seen them all, and I'll watch every single one of them and pour over all of it. So I'm intrigued by all of this stuff, and I'm curious to see where it goes beyond this.
If you're in PR for the association, like, what are you suggesting Adam Silver do with this?
It's too late for that.
Like, does it matter even what he comes out and says?
No.
Because I was wondering, First Take did 15, for their first 15 minutes, they did Mavericks Spurs. They talked about Wembanyama and Cooper Flagg, and they didn't mention any of this. And I wondered, well, that's an odd stance to take if you're the league's partner. And the biggest story in the NBA, probably in the last 5 years, has just dropped on your doorstep, and you choose not to lead with that. Then I wonder, what could they add? Like, what would Stephen A. Smith add to this conversation? And I'm like, yeah, probably nothing.
One thing that they are usually pretty good about is protecting themselves with. This is a delicate talk if you're them. And you do business with the NBA, like, you have to, if you're going to have this type of conversation, you've got to have all I's dotted, all T's crossed if you're going to have this type of talk. So, especially when you're in business with the entity in the middle of it.
It looks like per Pablo Torre, this just coming out recently, that the Malik Beasley incident is totally separate from these as of right now. And that is not connected to all of this that's happening today. Also, I saw that I don't remember if it was Patel or the U.S. attorney said that this is just the tip of the iceberg. So there may be a lot more arrests and people that we know involved in this coming down the pike.
Did you guys have a favorite mobster? Like the ones that were Hollywoodized through the years?
So I liked, and I forget the actor's name, who played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, he's great.
I thought a lot of the
a great series.
The mob boss portrayals in that series were great. I don't think Nucky Thompson. I think Nucky Thompson was based off of a mobster, but there wasn't a specific Atlantic City mobster named that. But I think Steve Buscemi did a really good job with that.
That series was great. It doesn't get the attention The Sopranos does, and it's not on that level, but it was great.
I never had a favorite one, but Bo, I'm kind of like you. Like this whole world, just that whole thing fascinates me.
Yeah. As a kid, I was a Lucky Luciano guy, but then as I got older, I realized that end is not the one that anybody would want on that type of things. He was my guy when I was a kid, though, certainly. All right, Adam Jardy, we're going to talk about Oasis and college basketball in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
College football is more chaotic than ever. New rivals, new rules, and a brand new season of Fansville. Are you fan enough to handle the drama? Then grab an ice-cold Dr. Pepper from your local Kroger and buckle up for the season. College football. It's a Pepper thing. College football fans, listen up. You can catch Carnell Tate and Dr. Pepper on November 17th. We'll be at the new Kroger at 7525 Gardwell Street in Powell from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Stop by to get your photo with Carnell Tate. See you there.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease a new 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE for just $189 a month. You heard it, $189. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Only at Great Lakes Hyundai, Columbus or Dublin, or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10 miles per year, ends 11/3.
Parents, are your teens good with money?
No.
Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems in Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Bo knows many people. He talks to the interesting ones on this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
Well, he's one of our favorites, and we talk Buckeye basketball. We prefer to do it with him. He's Adam Jardy of the Dispatch. And we're going to talk hoops. But I've known you a long time, and I've known of your affection of Oasis for, I think, the entire time that I've known you. And I saw this summer that you did the ultimate Oasis thing. Were you there in Cardiff the first night? And how did that come about, and what was that like?
It's funny you say that because I'm actually wearing my shirt from the concert as we speak. So, yes, I was there, and it involved navigating, Ticketmaster and wait lists. And, I think it helped that I subscribed to every mailing list that Oasis has ever had in like the 30 years I've been a fan. So I think I cashed in all my fandom chips all at once and was able to be there on that first night, about 10 people back from the front of the stage with my brother. Just having like aside from getting married and having kids, I mean, it was up there with anything I've got to experience in my life. Mentally, I think I'm still there.
In terms of could you do something like that? And it's a massive time commitment. It's a massive, obviously, financial commitment. It's all the things, right? It's all the big things that we deal about when we're adults and unfortunately are become of everyday life. But then I think probably in the back of my head, I'd be like, God, I hope they're great. I hope they're great. And they were.
Yeah, it smashed every expectation I had. I mean, I went in there just like not sure, like, can this possibly live up to my hopes? I mean, I had the tickets for almost a full year before the concert, and you're spending all this time, you're going through all the details, like how am I getting there, where are we staying, what's the train situation like in Europe, and you figure all that out, and then you get in the stadium and you look around, you're like, that's going to happen right there. We got about 2 hours till this show starts, and like you look around and there's grown men just weeping. and I may have been one of them. But just like the emotion of a thing you never thought was going to happen, it's happening, and you're there. And then it just they smashed it. They come out holding hands, they hugged at the end of the show, like everything you could have hoped for as a fan. It smashed it. It was an all-time night.
Was that the night, I think it was, that Pep Guardiola was like tears streaming down his face, screaming, "Don't look back" in anger. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, like, on opening night, it had to be the toughest ticket in concerts among ever. Did you see other like incredibly famous people in the mix as well?
I did later. You saw like photo. I think like Lars Ulrich was there from Metallica, and like you saw like all of the Gallagher's kids were there. Like it was a huge, just emotional, I think, family moment, and it felt like everyone's kind of, not to get waxed too poetic about it, but I feel like we all felt like part of this like huge family. And when you've been listening to a band and loving like their music, and it's meant so much to you for so long, to then be in a stadium with 80,000 people and like it means that much to everyone else. Like I mean, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it again. So it was an all-time night. I can't talk about it enough.
No, I appreciate you indulging me, because I saw the stuff this summer and I'm like, that had to be an all-time. I mean, I just don't know how you top that. It's as good as it gets. I don't know how you top the week Jake Diebler's had. Pretty good. You and I talked about a year ago at this time about Darren Peterson. I was always skeptical of that, and it's well documented with the Adidas money, and that was always going to be a tough one. But they went big time shopping and they crushed it. What do you make of what happened this week on the recruiting trail and this class that has now been put together for 2026?
I mean, it's significant, and I'm not sure that, like, much like seeing Oasis on the first night, I'm not sure that we can overstate it, because, I mean, it's been a long time since Ohio State's landed a kid like this. I mean, depending on what recruiting rankings you look at, either D'Angelo Russell or Jared Sullinger was the last 5-star that Ohio State landed. So to keep a 5-star kid from Ohio in state, who also, like Darren Peterson, has an Adidas deal, you know, like I thought for sure that was going to be, you know, a significant hurdle to overcome to get to, Indiana was the other, favorite for this. So I talked to his Anthony Thompson's high school coach yesterday, and he said, like, the local coffee shop, like Jake Diebler didn't even have to make his order because they knew him so much that, like, he could just walk in and knew exactly what he wanted. So they really, really recruited the heck out of Anthony Thompson. And I'm sure there's a significant financial component to this as well. But it tells you that a 5-star kid from Ohio can stay at Ohio State, can go play at Ohio State. This is a significant recruiting win for Ohio State and for the Jake Diebler, era.
It sure is, and it's part of a class that's Ohioans. Anthony Thompson, of course, the guy you're returning to, he's up at Western Reserve in Hudson, Ohio, a suburb of Akron. Then Marcus Johnson at Garfield Heights. His dad and uncle are basketball royalty in Northeast Ohio. And then Alex Smith's the UA kid, right? He's at Prolific Prep now, but wasn't he the UA kid?
Yeah, and he's I just saw highlights there. Prolific Prep is playing in, I think, Italy right now, and I think he had 20-plus points in a game yesterday. Like, he's really made some significant growth in these last 6-8 months or so, to where, I mean, he was a fringe 150 national recruit. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 100 before too much longer. He really, like, his body is changing. He looks like a bit of a mismatch problem for teams as a 6'9" forward who can really shoot. So, yeah, to have a top 3 class that is all Ohioans, it really, we'll see, but it makes you think back, like, when Thad had this thing rolling, like, think about those Ohio classes and the kids from Ohio that he kept. And like I said, you got to put it all together, and, in the portal era, all this stuff is significantly more complicated, but it gives you a little bit of that feeling of, like, this is what it was like when things were at their best. They were getting the best Ohio kids and keeping them. Now, starting next year, they're going to have the best kids from Ohio on this roster, and it'll be fascinating to see what that looks like for 2027 and 2028 and forward.
And as you know this better than me, but my hunch is a big reason that Ross and Gene obviously was in on the hire of Jake too, but that a big part of it was the promise of his connections with Ohio coaches. And I know the Peterson thing was tough a year ago, but then to get this validates it, does it not? I
think so. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's funny, like, you go to an OHSAA basketball clinic or go to, like, OSU's team camp during the summer and, like, pick just a random coach. And I would say the odds are significant that they have some sort of specific Jake Diebler story or some sort of specific Diebler family story. Like, it's again, you can't really overstate like how connected they are in this state. There are relationships and ties there that go back decades, and so certainly like going forward and trying to keep some of the best players in the state. Like I heard last night, Josh Tyson, who's a 2027 guard from Ohio, Lakota West, like Jake Dietler has recruited the heck out of Anthony Thompson. He's recruited Josh Tyson the same way. Like they're really prioritizing these kids that they can find within the state that they think fit them. And it's starting to the message is being received, I think, by the top recruits in the state.
Certainly is. So big week there. We're going to get our first kind of look at these guys on Sunday. They've got the open scrimmage with Ohio. It's 2:00. You can hear it right here on the Fan. We'll have you on right before the regular season. We'll do like what the expectations. We'll do all of that. So the audience, we're not quite there yet. But in terms of right now, what are you hearing that you like about this squad and what you anticipate seeing on Sunday?
I'm hearing that they really like their offense. And that, for all of the times in the last couple of years, we've seen someone kind of dribbling down the shot clock and then hoping that somebody could make a play, that like we're not going to see much, if any, of that this year. That they really have a team that is full of guys that understand basketball better, that are more experienced. I mean, I keep hearing the phrase high basketball IQ. Like that's like almost my new drinking game because, I mean, it comes up in almost every conversation that they really believe that this group of players will have a much better offensive identity and flow and pace and all those things because they're not going to have to script something for them. It's not going to be every time they get up the court, okay, look over, what are they signaling, get set up, try to run something, oh, there's 6 seconds left, somebody get a shot. Like guys understand how to make reads, guys understand how to play with each other, play in the flow of an offense. And so there's a really strong belief that that's going to lead to a much different looking offense. And I certainly hope they're right because I would love to see that. I feel like we've all kind of been through the doldrums a little bit, the way the offense has functioned at times. But there's a really strong belief from everyone that I talk to over there that they're going to be a really talented offensive team. Concern might be defense. We can get to that, but I do think offensively this team should be pretty good.
It's fun, right? You can put the ball in the basket. It's at least fun. And even if you lose, if it's competitively and you're in the 80s, that's a win for everybody. Hey, man, thanks for sharing the stories. Appreciate your context on everything. And we'll visit again soon as we get closer to tipping off this regular season. Thanks for your time, pal.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. Thanks so much.
All right, there he goes. Adam Jardy covers the Buckeyes at the Dispatch. As he was talking about the Oasis show, I tried to think about, it'd be like if, like, what is that? It'd be like if Pearl Jam didn't play together for 20 years and then they played a show in Seattle type thing. I mean, it was such a massive thing. I was so pleased that he was there to be able to see all of that. We get you 3 things on a Thursday. Up next, Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
The Daily Ryan Day Show is brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers and by Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is Daily Show with Coach Ryan Day, brought to you by Safe Flat Auto Glass. Easy to look at the things that Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith do as receivers, and at the game at Wisconsin. Is that the definition of putting a defense in conflict?
Yeah, when you have multiple guys that can hurt you, it's a little bit harder to focus in on just one guy. And we all know Jeremiah garners a lot of attention, but you look at what Carnell's been doing the last couple of weeks. It's going to be hard for teams to just choose one. And then when you have Max, at tight end, and you have Brandon in the slot. You have our running backs, that's the idea. And it's Julian's job to make sure that he's identifying what the defense is giving us. I mean, you saw in the game there was multiple times we checked the ball down in the back for gains of 10 and 15 yards. Those are huge chunks, and those are the decisions that have to be made. And if they give us some one-on-one opportunities, then we're going to take them. And so all those things come into play. It's everybody's job to make sure that they're doing their part, and when they get their opportunity, they're making it count.
Another comment in just a moment.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safe Light Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelight.com. Safelight Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
In talking about the receivers and what they do, it had to be great, Ryan, to see not only Brandon Enniskin in the end zone with his first touchdown, but you had told us for a while that Quincy Porter was on the rise.
Yeah, good for both those guys to, see some of their play show up in the game, get some production. Brandon, that was a really nice off-schedule play by Julian, but a real strong catch by Brandon. I mean, that was one, if you double catch, it's probably not a touchdown. He caught it strong and finished it. Good for him. I also thought he had a nice return. In the punt return game, caught us I think about 20 yards, which is 2 first downs. We look at that. It's important. So that was good. And then Quincy, it was good to see him. He looked strong out there. He looked confident when he caught the ball. Got a nice run after the catch on the pivot on the 3rd down, and just good for the team. And our wide receivers need that. There needs to be depth in there. It takes a little pressure off of them, takes some reps off of their body. So something that we talked about going into the game, we wanted to get done. I think we did that.
Okay, this is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Around here, it's all or nothing, and Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through November 3rd, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.75 APR financing. Or you can get 5.75 APR financing on hybrid models with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know Byers Airport Subaru is the oldest Subaru retailer in the entire country? And just like a veteran quarterback, we've been delivering winning drives for generations right here by the airport. At Byers, we treat every customer like part of the team because that's what keeps us in the game season after season. From tailgates to road trips, we've got the perfect Subaru to get you there. Kick off your next adventure at columbussubaru.com or visit us by the airport. Byers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Winter will be here before you know it, and that means it's time to get your heating and plumbing systems maintained. Our True Comfort membership is designed to keep things in tip-top shape. Thank you for letting us keep your home comfortable and plumbing worry-free. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Pull up a stool and ask the bartender for something neat, because Uncle Bo is on the radio. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, Reese, what in on the poll today?
The Daily Fan Poll asks, will Eddie George and or Nick Mangold get elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year? Your options are yes, both of them, yes, one of them, or neither. 45% says yes, one of them will. 32% say neither. 22% say yes, both of them will.
Which one do they think, if it's one, which one do you is more? So Eddie's
more likely?
He's a first-team All-Pro in 2000. He's a second-team All-Pro in 1999. Four-time Pro Bowler is Eddie's resume. It's a little harder at running back just because you have to have, there's not as many guys on. It's like quarterback. Like there aren't that many All-Pro quarterbacks. Does Nick have some All-Pros?
Yeah,
have to have
2-time, 09, 10, second-team All-Pro in 11.
Okay, so he's got 3. It's just really hard at center.
Yeah, I would think Eddie's the one, right? Like, nothing against Nick Mangold, and he had a great career. He was awesome. But I feel like just Eddie's like more of the headlining name.
So Eddie's career, 1368, 1399, 1294, 1304, 1509, 939, 1165, 1031, 432. Those are the seasons. His rushing average is 3.6.
He was on the cover of Madden 2001.
He was. Yeah, just 3.6 yards a carry. He's the best guy ever, though. I mean, I think it's probably tough for both. It also depends on who's on that ballot. You know, like Luke Kuechly somehow didn't get in last year, which is crazy.
Isn't it a pretty good ballot this year, too?
I know Drew Brees is the headliner.
I was going to say, I think Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald.
You got Marshawn Lynch, LaShawn McCoy. Eli Manning's on there.
He's on it for the second year. He missed it last year. I think he was a finalist last year, but
Anquan
missed
Bolden,
it.
Larry Fitzgerald, Greg Olson.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to break through. It's like eventually there will be a room where you're going to be able to find your way in, but that's a tough group to break through. All right, time for three things on a Thursday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
So yesterday on the show, we were talking about Michael Jordan and his bit on the NBC halftime show, and I was just curious as I went to basketball practice last night with the fourth graders and the sixth graders. Had fourth graders from 6 to 7:30, sixth graders 6:30 to 7. So before practice started, I just went around the room and I just said, who do you think is the greatest basketball player of all time? Because I was curious how they viewed Jordan. So 18 responses. It's funny, the numbers are kind of how I would have thought. So, and might actually be pretty close to how they are in their little minds. MJ did have the most. He had 8 votes as the greatest player of all time. LeBron was second with 6 votes from the fourth and sixth graders as the greatest player of all time. Kobe had 3. Kobe had 3 votes. And what's funny is Kobe was basically Michael light. Like 95% of Michael is what Kobe was. He had 3 votes. And Steph Curry had 1 vote. And I can also tell you this from reporting on taking a look at their shoes. Steph Curry may be 4th in this. He's number 1 in shoes. The kids love the Currys.
I wonder what happens with, like, kids can't emulate Victor Wembanyama because there's just no way to do it. But how that translates.
Giannis. That's why it's so hard. Giannis and Wemby, like those 7-footers, it's just so hard to emulate.
First thing for me from the corrections department, Mike McCoy debuted last week as Tennessee's interim. They lost 31-13 at home to Mike Vrabel, which is about as bad of a debut as you can have considering who was in the building for that.
So as someone who has played golf since they were 5 years old, always the thing I've wanted to do the most was hit a hole-in-one. I've come close a couple times. The closest I've ever been was 6 inches on a hole, but I've never gotten there. So 40 years of golf, never gotten there. Neil Phillips, a 19-year-old sophomore for Sewanee State, was playing in the Chick-fil-A Invitational down in Rome, Georgia this week. It was a 36-hole college golf tournament. He got up to the 8th hole. It's a 182-yard hole. It was a little cool in the morning, so he hit a 6-iron, and he aced it. Well, he forgot to take the ball out of play. He lost that ball on the very next hole. He hit it in the water.
Yeah.
Warmed up a little bit in the afternoon. He gets back to the 8th hole again. This time tees up with a 7-iron. Aced it again. He aced the same hole twice in one day. This was not his first hole-in-ones either. When he was 13 years old, playing in a junior tour tournament, he aced a 121-yard hole with a pitching wedge. In the Chick-fil-A Invitational, he finished 1 under par, tied for 14th, and I think I officially hate him.
Yeah, that's crazy
pretty
right
awesome.
From a guy you hate to a guy I love. I saw this quote from Joe Flacco, and it just warms me to no end because I just love Joe as a dude. He's just one of the best guys ever. He had this quote. Someone was asking about his family and how does he manage all of that with his family still in the New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. And he said, I used to see guys at the bar sitting by themselves eating, and I'm like, man, I feel so bad for that guy. And now I realize that dude was in heaven. Yes. There is nothing better. One of my favorite things, and I love my family, adore them. But like if I'm somehow on the road and I go to a white tablecloth type joint with some TVs and a bar and eat a steak and have a bourbon, come on, dude. Straight dubs. I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you, buddy.
It's like me at the Diamond Club back in June, the Diamond Grill back in June.
Diamond Grill. Just the best. So good.
Second thing for me, and I don't want to condone crime, but I can't stop watching the video of the thieves from the Louvre. Just riding down. They broke into the thing with a lift, like one of those scissor lifts that the construction people use, and them just casually gliding down it as they're making their way with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of jewels. Just casually, like nothing to see here, just construction guys doing our job. The thing's pretty brilliant, and I can't take my eyes off of it.
It's so great. I mean, that's 2 movies. We got this gambling probe and that. There's 2 movies to be made out of real life this week.
Listening to Adam Jardy just a little bit ago, which you can go back and find on the podcast. Just search Bishop and Friends wherever you get your audio. I'm really excited for this Buckeye Hoops team. I really want Jake Diebler to work out as head coach of Ohio State men's basketball. I love Deebs. I love what his brother did at Ohio State and those teams. And, Bo, I think we had this on the in-state recruiting. I saw Jake 2 years ago at the state basketball tournament. The high school community in the state of Ohio loves the Dieblers. I'm not surprised he's locking it down.
Yeah, me either. I'll be quick with this one. David Chase has a new series on HBO. He's the creator of The Sopranos. It's about the CIA mind control. Yep, I'm in. Sold.
Yeah, I'll stick around with my HBO Max subscription. If you were one of those affected by the Amazon Web Services outage earlier this week, folks who have the 8 Sleep, like $3,000 beds, were reporting that they couldn't access it to change the elevation settings of the mattress and that they were overheating. We don't need to connect everything to the internet, guys.
No, you don't.
That music means the Ryan Day Show is up next. Stick around for Rothman and Ice after.
You have that to look forward to, which is nice. We're back tomorrow on a Football Friday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio's